There's that one off too. It's not the standard towards the kitchen window.
Might just be a short smoke there as well. Skyboxes have changed many a times here, but
let's see. 3 actively ready to contest middle. Rez, if he goes first, could lose a prong early.
Nothing for Tessus to defend with on B as well, so it is just Rez checking out top mid. Stoun's taking down Hampus towards the underpass position from Connector here, so that's first blood drawn.
Rez is on a timer here, he's being pushed. It's down, not missing much. Tessus, good shots as well. Heroic, clean and pristine. Barely any damage dealt. And the first in the bag. Pistol goes Heroic's way.
Well, thank you to the observers there for highlighting that smoke just over towards that short position. And one thing we have noted with Heroic is they do love to fight and contest for middle. There were multiple rounds yesterday when they lost an opener, and then 4 of them are all just clamping down from short, from window, from this connected position, doing their absolute darndest. Oof. Now, there are some risks, Alex, when you are NIP and you won it so convincingly last time and then you pick it up this time, right? Heroic are obviously going to have learned and adapted. I think Threat must keep that in the back of his mind. We've got 2 very good coaches in the server here today, Hunden and Threat.
I will also acknowledge I was impressed by the way EG got under Heroic's T-side skin. We saw their mid defaults really getting rumbled. So when should we get to that second half? It'll be interesting to see if Heroic are okay. Cadian's going to get a lot to deal with. Famas on the floor. Everything should be tickety boost, down pushed. Okay, saved by the MP9 of Refresh, and not too many weapons for poor old Device to try and retrieve. Never mind. We do see the second converted without too much bloodshed. In fact, just a single kill to the NIP repertoire.
Now, that's very telling. Obviously, that was a full eco right there. Heroic are going to figure that one out as well, just due to the limited resistance. The AK-47s, their purchase on up. And round number 3, it's about to get underway with the first gun round. Now, Heroic, looks like they're going to be holding on to one of those MP9s. There's a Famas in the mix and 3 M4 A4s. Utility aplenty. Defuse kits are there as well. So both teams will be pretty happy with how this one's kicking off. Quick window smoke landing and, wow, fast over towards A for 3 players of NIP with the bomb on their back. Rez towards top mid has just been set up by Linus.
Mollied out. Have to move or pull out a smoke.
They want to fight him. There's 3 here.
Opts for the latter. He is grey screened on the swing. Has a line. And we'll take it. Heroic, again, 3 contesting for early mid control. And in the meantime, Device is out sandwich. Lot of ground covered here, and he's well ahead of the pack. Linus for behind the smoke, Plopsky hampers Palace, and that's the frag he was waiting for. Shush strafes out, gets it for free, and more casualties for the Ninjas, only 3. And they're kind of behind enemy, or behind the curve of their 2. Plopsky yet to show his face at all in Palace. The rest were, as we discussed, just hanging out back there, and now they've lost 2 components of this push. This is not going to be fun. A little bit of progress. Oh, and Linus has opened the account.
Okay, well, this gets a bit more interesting now. There's still 45 seconds left on the clock. They have light util. They can smoke off towards ticket, stairs, jungle if they'd like. Going to apply a bit more pressure. Connector smoke landing.
They're coming in. Good smokes. Doesn't stop Stown from actively contesting. Plopsky's gone, as is the bomb. No trade from Linus at all. Hampus, however, onto Tessus. If he pushes onto Cadian, this seems ready. Oh, and caught with the spray. Bomb down would be a
great
nice
plant.
Bonus. Nice from Hampus. If he could get another couple of kills, knock those CTs, keep them honest. Refresh tagged. Not going to be seeing a body bag. 3-0 though, NIP. Did do well to get the bomb down. Hampus getting something out of that round. It did fall apart quite quickly.
Yeah, it looks like NIP are well aware of Heroic's tendencies to lean a lot of players mid. Grabbing through that gap was Device, but when you lose Device and Rez early, that are the 2 biggest guns that they're rocking with right now on the NIP side. So to have those 2 names drop without anything whatsoever is a big problem. That plant can facilitate a partial buy going forward if NIP would like, or they can go in with the full purchase, right? There's enough for AK, some util behind it. It looks like they're going for a bit of a mix between the 2 here. Linus with an AK, the same for Hampus, Deagles for the other 3. This is meeting somewhere in the middle, because next round we will be looking at the max loss bonus of 3,400. The guns can come back out regardless, and Stown smoked off immediately. Here's Molly raining out towards the top mid box, gonna cause some problems for Hampus here.
Damn, he takes so much damage. Hampus! I don't know if he misread that. On the spread from the Molly, down to 1. Well, that's no fun. The AK is thrown over, can't fault him either. So I guess he's just going to be the lurky boy, dispatched to just stop and sit on that shush push. Ooh, fun to say. I'll hold on to that one for later.
Still working on mid control here. 2 through the underpass, 2 top mid, and Hampus, as you mentioned, is just hiding in plain sight of Palace right now. They want some info, they want some space. They're taking it with force, and Cadian takes down LNZ towards top middle. And quickly as you like, they evaporate out of mid. Job done.
Lovely find, Plopski's first contribution, and it's a biggie. It's down, not going to get caught out. Damage inflicted by the Res Deagle. Still bomb loose on device. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders here. And he strafes straight into Stown. His crosshair placement has been sublime so far. Only really Plopski to contribute, and there's still 4 hearts beating in the heroic jersey. Looks like it could be another near clean round from the CTs here. All onto Plopski. Does have time to adjust, refresh, considering his options being closed in on. Tessa's through jungle. Loud about this. Caught on the window, and another heroic round. They've consistently been keeping 3 alive, and NIP yet to get anything going, but as you described, it was a compromise buy. Means they'll be getting to see a full AKs into the next, a battle for round 5, and now our first AWP in play as well. Never mind, not just 1, 2 thrown into the mix. This was the spread that got Hampus down so low, and a real commitment to the spray from Cadian.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? Because we could see the players coming through underpass, but they're able to crowd control there with just that molly facilitating the push, not having to deal with multiple angles at once, and while that vent will not be broken, so that sound cue going to be integral if NIP go for a window play.
This really does benefit device. I'm not sure how he feels about 2 though, so toes and shadows advantage. They find him. Damn, Refresh, very diligent. Usually see the T come out better on that one.
Oh, Alex, last time rounds, these 2 teams met, we noted the scoreline 16 to 8.
To the Ninjas.
Yeah, but that was with Heroic only grabbing 1 round on their CT side.
Wow.
Already done much better than that here today, so looking better for the Danes early on.
Nice find. 2 more in middle. Tessus could be caught here. Nice performance from Refresh, and look at that. They just strike perfectly. Every time a back is turned, Tessus. Time to perfection, and another clean round. I'm honestly running out of superlatives and synonyms for clean.
Let's have a look, shall we? Clean. Might need to Google a little bit more than just clean, Chad.
Did you just Google the word clean?
I did just Google the word clean. Okay, so we'll try a little bit harder this time.
Let's go for a synonym.
Washed, scrubbed, cleansed, cleaned, polished, spotless.
Spotless? We're stealing that one.
Unsoiled. Clean sheet's always a good one.
Yeah, I know. Unsoiled, though, it gives the wrong impression.
Unsullied. Unblemished.
Oh, good ones. Keep them up.
Immaculate.
Immaculate. These are all great.
Pristine.
Hold on, I want to write them down. I'll use pristine. That is pristine. Who says that? Rickshaw.
Oh.
Rickshaw? Oh, I don't know. What's the Counter-Strike law? Rush knows Counter-Strike law. Rush?
Hello?
Who's the one that goes, that is pristine in matchmaking?
I thought that was just, that's a really old one, isn't it?
Is it an old one?
I think that's a default.
Oh,
like
what's the new ones they
SAS,
found
something
then?
like that.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
Something like that.
Something like that.
That was our Counter-Strike law expert, Rushley Ranger.
Did you see Rushley got onto live stream files when we were talking about XQC the other day?
I saw that, yeah.
He was very happy with that.
That's because Rush is a diligent, what do you call yourselves, juicer?
He's a juicer.
He's a diligent juicer. Now then, Device has only got his Desert Eagle, hoping to just make it a little costly.
He'd like a kill as well, wouldn't he? Just to get off of that big donut right there.
Yeah. First is always sometimes the hardest. A bit of a bullet through the box, and another one for Heroic. So 6-0, NIP. They've been saving their pennies. Now it's time to spend.
Do you like that game where I do quick maths on air and tend to get it right these days?
That's kind of a game I used to play and gave up.
Well, 7 kills total right now for NIP. See, when we keep the numbers so small, it's very, very easy. And on the other side of things, Stown has 8 to his name. So you guys can see where the issue is. It's just not getting those kills right now for NIP. And I feel yesterday we had a lot of these streaks where one team would go without finding anything. With the economy and Counter-Strike the way it is, we have been seeing a lot more back and forth affairs, but some dominance coming out here. Surprisingly, the halves still ended up as close as humanly possible, didn't they? At 6-0, guns back out. Device into the AWP. One plant is the thing you want to be noting right there, round number 3 so far for NIP. More bomb plants help stimulate economy, keep the guns coming, keep the pressure on.
How long will Device be a non-factor as well in this? I'm sure it's just a slow start. AWP on the T side as well, and it's to avoid the James Bond. A gap in the smoke perhaps could be punished. Looks like Stound's got a real juicy gap. He'll stick around, I reckon. Re-peeking in, and they are there. Device for the double. Oh no! Shuts down Stound. And we got a real aggressive reaction. Sounded like Sean Connery there.
This is going to be on the timing. Linus is coming back. He might catch both of them here if Refresh doesn't turn around now.
There's no way. Refresh will have a flick. Oh, okay. Gets it for free, and there's no trade potential. Shush strafes in as well. Does catch him. Linus will lose a lot of map control now. Cadian returning to middle for a glance.
Oh,
and
risky
Device,
sweep.
big find. You could call that unnecessary as well, considering 3v4 disadvantage now just becomes so insurmountable. 2 versus 4. You're just going to have to gamble. Testis looks to vacate B.
Oh, and Hampus has the rotation covered off here as well. Huge play from the in-game leader here. Testis is about to be collapsed on from all angles, but Shush is coming as well.
Is he though? That smoke on connector just keeping him so busy. He has to stare at it. Has to acknowledge they could be walking through now. Maybe too late. Hampus has got him cooked. Hello, you wouldn't knife him though, would you? Hampus?
Oh, why the hell not?
Oh, it's a beautiful glove and knife combination. Shout outs to Hampus. Style points, he's got the drip.
And they've got the round. Shush just has to save this AWP. Look, money is there for another heroic buy, but still a lot of rounds to be played here within this first half. So holding on to the big green, giving that one back to the boss man of Katie, and can understand why. And that all started with the device opening. So we were looking for where the frags were going to come from. Immediately finds the opener, and they immediately find their first round. NIP on the board here.
The frags came to them as well. I mean, that was a bit of a change up, I guess, a product as well as of the 6 that Heroic have already accrued. Just getting a little antsy in that mid-fight.
I wonder if they're pushing that ramp there to deal with Linus, right, the new boy. Now, one of the things that we noted with NIP in their game yesterday against Fnatic, I think it was, is Fnatic kept trying to go towards A and pit, and that's where Linus was playing. Now, I don't know if that was just their game plan, right? They think that that was the weaker bomb site, or if they were actually trying to see if this kid would crack. Now, we all know how that one ended up. Didn't quite work for them there, and Linus here getting out on top of Refresh. So, holding his own. But it's easy when they're not looking at you. Unless it's a pistol round. Make sure we get that little caveat in there.
Perfect timing on that peak as well. Just as Cadian had stuck his nose out, Device is there. And an extra 1,500 as well injected into Hampus's bank account. I'm sure there's no complaints there. Everyone's going to be geared to the teeth. Same can be said for their opponent as well.
A timeout immediately after a round loss here, so let's see if that profits in Heroic bouncing straight back. And I'm curious to see what Stound goes for. We know that the double AWP, they do like plying this one here, Heroic, on a lot of different maps. But does it come in sync with the game plan so far? Testis is into an M4. I'm sure Refresh will follow very quickly here. And Stound is going for the M4A4. So let's see what that changes in this CT setup.
It does get broken. We will see Stound overseeing middle. This time with an M4 though. It's just for the incendiary. Trying to contain anything early out of Rez and Device, who are both returning to the fray there. Passive start. They're heading underpass as well. Looks like we are going to see a lot of friction in mid.
Looks like they're trying to target some of Hampus' little aggressive mid maneuvers.
Yeah, you're right.
Here.
That's a good spot. Actually, Hampus loves a connector walk. He is late, though, this time, and through the underpass. Tess is even dumping util early. This is it. He wants to change the environment just as contact's found. Will that slow them? The Ninjas, 4, now housed in middle.
Oh, they're pushing B as well here, so very proactive stuff from Heroic.
Nerds, dude. This is essentially the same round, but instead of ramp, we've got Cadian and Refresh crawling up the apps. It will give them answers sooner rather than later.
And in the setup as well, they don't really need to focus on Cat, right? If they're going to go for the split, maybe Stound can get eyes on that and give them an early warning signal here.
Oh, Hampus is up.
Yeah, and Tessis is looking to deal with that vent room, right? You can see him passive over towards CT spawn. Refresh pushing for more info. That means Cadian can now rotate over as well. So Heroic trying to get their dugs in the right places.
We've got a lean, though. Tess is starting to catch a whiff of an A defense. And he's not wrong. Here comes the bomb through connector. Hampus, the late swing through window. He will react upon contact. I think Device's elbow may be sticking out. It's a dink exchange, but his AWP is better. Shush only the one on the react. It looks good now for the Ninjas as they find another. Lina so late out and doubled straight out of Palace. And that's the round just like that. NIP slow, methodical, and a beautiful flourish in the finish.
The thing is there, I'm just watching the radar and watching the way that Heroic play as a unit, right? It's one movement as a team.
Like an amoeba.
As soon as one part of info is taken, the rotation comes in. Shush now shifting from passive underward towards the balcony, the rotation towards spawn. You can see how all the link, how they all understand exactly what's open and where they need to be. But just the shot's way too good there, and NIP keeping 4 alive here. Great response after that drought in the early stages. Let's see how far this one can continue. Money becoming a problem here for Heroic. Loss bonus will be 1,900 in the next round, and that's going to leave a couple of them shy of a buy. Refresh will be able to drop something across. A Famus potentially here for Tassus. Shush has enough to buy himself. Down the same, and Katie can get the big green out if necessary, but this will be the last buy round for Heroic. Oh,
How was he ready
quick,
for
wasn't
that?
it?
Yeah. And let's see how he finds a second. So still burning and a quick flick of the wrist. Nice back return to the CT angle. Okay, fist bumps exchange. NIP, that is an important second now on the board. You can see Heroic are starting to ache a little bit. If they can get a bomb down, double AWP's not fun for a retake. They are starting to lean B, Chad. This could be a fantastic time for a B call.
Yeah, this is more of a traditional setup from Heroic here, and Plopsky's ahead of that molly. How far is he going to push the issue here?
Oh, lovely. He's pulled almost all of Tessa's util out of him real early. In fact, even the AWP has set himself up. So a lot of Qs. I'm not sure. I imagine it's just the absence of presence mid.
Well, that's the thing. There is a gap right now. So if somebody was snaking down through underpass, trying to get up close towards that connected position, it is on Stown, who we can see elevated towards Ticket. There are gaps with this position, and Cadian Awares has rotated back on in towards window. So battening down the hatches here again, and Heroic continuing to stay mobile, but the same for NIP. They had a look towards B. They didn't grab anything with their fishing rod, and now the slow saunter back towards A.
Don't envy Linus here. Returning so late to Palace after no info. He has been a brave boy and found nothing, fortunately. He'll be able to be the late arrival again. Wonder if we can do something similar. And Hampus and Rez on a super late mid-crawl. We saw them previously trying to nade this kind of play. Shush. Oh, a lovely sound cue for Plopsky to work with. Peeks on the flash, a good find. Entry frag galore. Stown keeps it even.
Needs another here.
Cadian sets up his teammate. Peeking in though, Rez taking down one of the AWPs. This is problems now for Heroic. There should be no way in. Tessus tries to force a hole. Jungle, vulnerable. LNZ, his fingertips. There's a potential trade on Rez. Swinging, Stown ready, and another as well. Stown, secondary AWP, looks pretty prime to me. 1v3, LNZ, not to be. Poetry.
In motion.
Thank you.
Oh, that was very, very lovely stuff there from NIP. I love that little maneuver. You know, you get those smokes down towards A, and then you come up through connector while Cadian think he's safe, right? You're standing there, you're like, okay, well, I'm smoked off, not expecting too much contact. Rez comes up and deals with him quite easily here, but these shots by Stown, round winning. Device having to look left, right, and center there, and Tassus finishing things off. So trying to keep that morale high in the booth there will be Cadian. You could see yesterday things were starting to look a little bit bleak, and that's not traditionally how we see Heroic functioning. Top mid molly lined up again. Rez is there to unfortunately receive it.
Well, exactly. It's clear that they wanted to disrupt the standard mid-play. Stown does behead Rez through the smoke. Refresh wants to go further. Bloodshed already drawn. Device is low as well. This should favor the AK. Dips into the blind spot. You can take it here. Big find and precise as ever. Another opportunity, and that's the bomb if Refresh does extend. Careful now, Hampus. Playing with fire. The round hinging on that delivery. Okay, you know, he's really holding his own here on Mirage. Linus, tested by Shush.
Yeah, they've given him one part of the map, and he seems to be operating quite well within it.
Yeah. Familiar territory, I'm
this
sure.
is the kill.
Plopsky goes wide, and Tess is prepared.
How are they ready for everything?
They are. I mean, it's the same when we were watching Device earlier. Everyone's just so switched on. They got time for this. Let's see what happens. We've got a 2-1 split of the defensive resources. Back to where it seems. Hampers a little fake smoke of some description. I'm not sure that's going to be exactly where he desires.
Oh, very deep. That is an interesting smoke. I don't think that was quite intentional.
No, it's like he rushed it or he didn't want to, I don't know.
Could even be to show that they're faking and they're scurrying over towards B, but guess what? Here they come.
Refresh is on his way jungle too. Here he comes. Flash for the AWPer. Gets jungle space. That's nice. And Linus might get an uncontested plant here. Cadian's wallbang first is a Rye. Tagged through the smoke connector side. Linus is getting a good reposition here. It's Brave with an AWP posted up. But now Hampus set for success. 2 from the CT side. Tassis audible to Hampus. They're going to start going around the world. That is Brave. Palace is the only opportunity.
Cadian has a smoke. Hampus has a molly here. They're just going to negate each other.
It's not really planted for Hampus either. If he can get connector through window, he's got a way to contest this. Oh, timing. Hampus, they're being diffused. No one can touch him. Linus, bit late. Spray's not there. And it's another for Heroic. They are running away with this defense.
Okay, up to 8 now. They've secured the half here. Beautiful stuff as well. Really like the way that they just completely abscond from going anywhere near that window room. They just all come through CT spawn, knowing that the afterplant likely to be from connected jungle. And sit in that defuse. This is where if you test this, you're like, please, boys, cover me. Jeez, please don't let them shoot me. And they get away with it. So snatching one right under their nose there. Heroic up. And now another little mix-up here. Cadian in the window, but Refresh is in underpass. And he's fast straight up in Hampus' face, and he's already taken down.
That's so aggressive.
And now he's going to try and get out. Watch this. Drops his own smoke. Another Molotov to help facilitate him getting away.
Every time Rez arrives to try and do what he normally does in mid, he's just forced to either mantle on this box and then gets picked on with a laser reaction. And Refresh gets away after practically winning the round. 2 different frags, one towards B-Apps, one top mid. And NIP, well, they're just going to have to slowly stroll their way to a regroup. Looks like 9 already. Thank you, Refresh.
Yeah, they can't keep getting away with this in middle, right? The fact that they're getting in, getting freebies, and then getting out, if it's traded, NIP can work with that. But finding yourself with a minute left on the clock, you've only got 3 players left alive. Now you need to reclaim mid control and then start working on a couple of frags. But Cadian, up close and personal still, could be in trouble.
Should be a guarantee, right? I mean, the jiggles are good these days. Cadian's going to have to make sure that first click is a good one. Traded immediately. Device will find space B, but their defense is still perfect. Tassis to contest any plants from the apartments. Plopsky walking into A, and Stown already pushed so deep into that ramp. Oh, Loud and Shush not checked. Does tame the spray. And now for the rotate, he can punish this. He can punish this in the blind spot. Tessa's unprepared now, the bomb. Oh no, he spotted him.
Has to go for it.
Has to hold it, has to get it down. He can't, and the round is won. Refresh not only starts the round, he finishes it too. Damn valiant attempt though. Just the quick enough rotate from Refresh. He was kitchen, the other apps. And so the setup just enough to profit a 9th.
It's crazy how far, well, how long Heroic lingered there as well. After Plopsky, you know, they get that opening kill and connector, and then he's making it a couple steps. I guess if Plopsky gets that shush kill a couple of seconds earlier, Refresh isn't close enough to come in and contest like this, and potentially a chance for Device to try and clutch. So you can see the idea, unable to manifest there due to Heroic's positioning, and away we go with the double ops again. NIP into a buy, AK's out, Galil for Linus. But this is looking more in there, all in, sorry, they're a bit more biffy here.
Yeah, back to regular scheduled programming. Hampus towards connector early, throws out a standard smoke. They're going for a bit of a short pop, it could be.
Yeah, I think they were expecting more mid-aggression here, but they could just walk straight up for a B split.
It ain't bad. And it's still 3 super pushed up. It doesn't stop Cadian though. He is posted up in the apartments, raining down terror. Not for long, Plopsky takes off his head. Advantage ninjas now into the B side plant.
Okay, well, they made that one quick, and that should be the round. Money's not here to go for this Heroic. If Hampus can grab another frag, that's fantastic. Okay, hold up. This not looking great, but Heroic will be holding on to their weaponry. You wonder if that's enough to sniff in for a round, right? But at a second glance with the economy, yeah, I knew it was bad. It's definitely not in the remit for Heroic to buy here. You can see Shush has about 1,500 left over. Their loss bonus, it doesn't exist, right? We're talking 1,400 in the next round. They need to make sure they hold on to all of these goodies. And NIP, they're in a similar position. Want to hold on to that scavenged AWP. The AKs are great too. And NIP will get their 3rd. I wonder if this forces out another timeout from Heroic here. You know, they've been quick after round losses to go straight into a timeout scenario. There's only 3 rounds left within this first half. 9-6 wouldn't seem too bad.
Certainly wouldn't. And we've already seen the Ninjas in Pajamas capable of holding their nerve in the face of that Fnatic lead. A heartbreaker for Fnatic upon reflection as well. But show must go on. Let's see what the Ninjas can do here into our 13th. Back to middle aggressive.
Yeah, heavy
There is
presence.
no heavy AWP lean this time. Cadian's otherwise predisposed towards Palace. Now getting a little helping hand towards the ladder room. That would be almost perfect if he starts contesting with that under window boost. Oh, and they're even going through the smoke.
This is hard for Hampus to clear.
Should be Stown's, at least advantage down
Oh, the
in
timing.
that exchange. Oh, hard with the FAMAS. Warned. Wounded. And Stown, 16 bullets left in the mag. Hampus spotted out. Cadian and Shush, immediate reactions to take Palace. And Linus evacuates from T-spawn as well. Looks like the bomb's going to be regathered. Hampus is such a overextension. I think he wants to stick around. Here comes Rez for the clear. Down, well played. That was versus an AK-47, predictable location. Still wins the duel.
And they still know Hampus is low around that window room. Never mind, Hampus is down. So Stown's just found him over the top of that smoke right there. Another 5-on-3. Make that 5-on-2. Stown's found another.
He's doing it all. Fresh to finish things off with all the grace in the world. That's all 5 of them still alive. 10 for Heroic, 3 for the Ninjas. And so kept honest. This was their pick. I would love to see Ancient as the third.
Yeah,
But I would have probably required NIP to take their pick. Of course, not particularly attuned to have the strength of their nuke. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? I think when we look at Nuke yesterday and we see how Heroic won it over EG and how close it was, the 16-14 affair right there, I think that Heroic are the clear favorites on that map. So everything is now, if the scoreline continues to trend in this direction, looking at a swift 2-0 for Heroic in the day.
It's like the B-strap.
Nope. Or in B.
Oh my god. Refresh. There you go, Refresh. He's in hot pursuit of an 11th. Tessus, however, just completely caught in the smoke. He doesn't go down. He's saved by Stown. Bomb now loose. And another. The body's thrown in quite willy-nilly through the smoke. No issues in the end. And they've got themselves another 3 AK-47s. A special treat for their final round of play.
Bleak scoreline right here. Very bleak stuff here for the Ninjas. You come in, last time round you have a smashing T-half, everything works, you keep Heroic humbled to 1 CT round, you run away, win the series, go into the grand final, everything's looking good. You think, yeah, we'll pick that one again. And right here you're seeing the other side of that.
I will also remind you NIP lost their pick yesterday.
Very true. Yeah, quite handedly as well.
Yeah, so let's reserve our dissatisfaction at not seeing Ancient. Let's see what happens. We'll watch the story unfold with you guys live. Hampus dead. Good, can't take Cadian as well. Shush caught out. This is big for the Ninjas if they can scrape together a 4th. It's down, exposed, refreshed. Such a bodyguard. They're always taking contact as a unit when possible.
Both these boys have 17 kills.
Raz nearly converts onto Tessus. It does enough and sets up device for the plant. Plopsky's the one to set it up. Default side. Device has the cross. Oh, and spotted out. Plopsky. Oh my god, Refresh did tag him up and nearly transfer. 11 though, looking fantastic for Heroic. We're going to quickly swap sides, take 2, and be right back with your second.
So our midterm goals with Device right now, I mean, we've already kind of surpassed them with getting 2nd place in Flashpoint. I think it's just to find real good consistency to constantly stay in the top 4. I felt like we did do that with Team, though we have had some really bad dips sometimes. So consistently stay in the top 4. get into the new map pool. That's going to be obviously a very important priority going into IEM summer. So get a stable map pool and be consistently top 4.
What you've witnessed in this tournament is a broken NIP team managing to resurrect themselves. NXZT picks up 2 kills. Forrest with the shot as well. Olofmeister goes down, and here it comes. 2 on 5. JW and Flusher. There is nothing they can do any longer. NIP have won Gamescom 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, 16-13.
Until we're older, we couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Baby, leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer.
Well, it certainly is looking all good in the heroic hood. NIP in their hood. Ninjas, they wear them. I could have done something there. Bit too early for that one, but Chad Birchall's here with me, as is that mysterious voice I just heard in my head.
Is that Frank or Jackie?
It's 50-50 with Frank and Jackie.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's got to be one of the two.
You love it,
you wear it. All right, shout out to Sean, Mr. Sean Clark. And here we go.
I was just talking off air to Chad as well. I was just saying how much I think we're going to get a fruity heroic pistol hit.
That's pretty fruity from NIP as well. Nobody A. They've just completely walked up mid with Plopsky and Device. Down is hoping to find a killer A, but literally nobody home.
Imagine if they actually are fast enough to be behind them as they do their B stuff. They're not going that way, are they?
If they divide and conquer here, it might work out well for Device. Refresh was just watching the flank and Device coming through the doorway. The timing on this could be perfect as he rounds the corner.
He's going to get checked, but at least a lot of info. And the CTs, what are they going to do? What's the reaction from Heroic? I've got an underpass in my mind because Stown has just said, ladies and gentlemen, A is clear.
He's still looking through, but guess what? Plopsky's coming through spawn as well right now, so Stown might not be expecting another flanker.
Such a weird round. Rez confirms the A-lurk's gone.
There's still 2 fighting B.
Yep, they're ready for it. Hampus falls back into a defensive stance. Here we go.
Here.
They're in. Blinded. A lot of space taken, shush unchecked. Nice finds, good from the USP. Hampus doubles up.
Oh, it's a one-on-one.
Brings it straight back down to a duel. Battle of Wits, 40 seconds, and he does not have much health to work with. He's got the info. He'd love a USP. Oh, has one, and 12 bullets to operate. He needs the clean headshot. There is no other way for him to win this round. The first click has to be better and faster than Plopsky. Wide clear. Oh my God. There was a conversation on Reddit about aimers, teams with the best aimers. Refresh has been giving me a couple of convincing moments just in the first half. And that pistol, woo-wee.
That was some sharp stuff here. And look at Hampus. He gets the luxury of nobody checking over towards bench. 3 kills for him, and then Refresh comes on through, and it was a 1-on-3. That's how quick those last few kills come in. That, right there, is gonna sting.
I think he's kind of impressed about that one. He's got to shrug it off.
Yeah, nice one. Nice one, Refresh. All right.
I'm not going to lie. Here I am. I'll be the cliche one this time. NIP really could have used that pistol. That 1v1, all the advantages in the world. They're going for a cool little boost.
Interesting. Very interesting. Now, they've done this in both halves. After losing the pistol, they haven't invested anything whatsoever. So 5 USPs, you have to stack together. You have to go for some of these curious-looking towers of doom.
Kind of love it. And I've got a job for you, Rush. You can be Rez.
Wait, is that when we never play Mirage?
Yeah.
Go on.
Plopsky and Hampus is obviously myself and Chad, and this is Rush.
How come I have to be at the bottom? What's
Just pay
going on?
attention to your strat, pay attention to your job.
Well, because you like baiting, right,
This is
Rush?
your role.
All right, we're locked on Rez this round.
Yeah. Oh, God. Watch him
gonna
ace.
do
Watch
some
him
big
ace.
stuff.
Watch him ace.
When do you think the last time we played Mirage was? Like, accidentally we left it in a queue.
Honestly, I haven't played Mirage in years.
I'm glad. Oh, here we go. Walking into Stoun's domain. Connector on the T side. The AK down range, 3 quick ones, 12 HP. Can he make the Glock sing? No, Device silences him. And Refresh closes it down. So quick one for Heroic, 13 now, and the gun's coming out for NIP. Hampus.
Bam, straight into it. So what's he taking then? No armor, that's for sure.
Yeah, Device has to drop him something. Oh, Device just dropped him a alligator. So
The glass cannon auto shotgun.
this is a curious one by Hampus here. Now, I
No,
know
dude.
things aren't growing well.
Yeah, and Device is Device. Let's have one of those. Listen, you know, he's been looking to make a name for himself as...
Yeah, but this is more like simple status
Yeah, that's what I'm
conversation.
saying. Maybe he'd like to be in that conversation.
Okay.
I've never, you know, Device never got that freedom in Astralis.
Yeah,
They're
but he
not-
did win 4 majors.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm not. Don't vilify me as devil's advocate here. I'm just trying to play ball. And so is Device. Here we are.
He's playing catcher right now.
Bomb's already crossed Tetris. He can punish a lot here. If he's got some support on Palace, he'd love to not have to worry about Palace. Support's not there. Tessis has even taken some of it away through the smoke. No trade. Plopsky has the potential to support Device here, but Util's being thrown his way. Starts to fall off. Oh my goodness. Very suppressing stuff on the Util. Tess is still safe. Up into the window. Using the new bench. Solo boost. Device re-clearing now, and there's a lot of bodies on the site. Refresh goes for the plant. How's the lineup? Not great. Cautious the potential flank. Tess is just by existing has spread paranoia here, and I'm not sure about the glass cannon auto shotgun
He's still
retake.
on B.
Yeah, I think he knows he's not got much to offer. Maybe the ladder room flank onto Tessus, but there goes Plopsky already. Do you want to lose the AWP, or does it have enough oomph to be threatening? Kit smoke, here
Device
we go.
left to defuse, though.
Giving it a go. Looking for a safe haven for the defuse, angled nicely. Palace is a problem. Your bum will be sticking out from Palace. They find it.
No way.
Tessus has gone down. Device, another on the AWP. He's holding it. All onto Linus to defend, and he does. Get down, Mr. President. The hero AWP puts Ninjas on the board.
How does Hampus get a kill with all of that mayhem going on? That is insane scenes right here. The NIP walk away with their 5th round in a scenario just like that. Heroic had done everything. The site was under their complete control. They lost that opening kill. They get the bomb down. They're looking tidy for the post plant. Rotations are cut off.
3. And I mean, fair play. Device sticking around CT. It wasn't looking pretty at many junctures during that.
Normally we're yelling save at that point.
Yeah, well, exactly. Device obviously wasn't. 3 frags, and he's pulled NIP into an advantage here. They can cut down this Heroic lead significantly if they can break him here. And it looks like A smokes. Full A smokes. Tess is to advance on the flash pop. Campus here. Rez, blind. Device as well. They're in. Oh no, Device. Only the leg shot. He could get punished here. Tess is walking through their own smokes. He's even found Hampus in the gap.
Oh, Tess is up. He's through. He's found another towards spawn. Almost grabs the second there. Plopsky. He's dealt with the push and the bomb. It hasn't taken the site just yet. Smokes are fading. Pressure on. Refresh is low.
A lot of damage. Cadian could burn down. This is on a knife's edge. Refresh uncontested on the plant. That's a big advantage now back into Heroic's favor.
They're so low.
Cadian's the first victim of Rez. Low though. Stoun's ready. Plopsky's contributing as well. Bomb ticking. Can contest from connector. That's the plan for Stoun. 21 frags and counting. Shush. Still in pursuit of the double digits.
Bomb's planted deeper this time.
It is. I wonder how the lineup will be. Linus to again defend this defuse. Plopsky's off it. It's a time-sensitive mission, and now Shush on a reload. Linus is the one to opt to hold it, and they're running out of bullets.
Not again.
It's all onto Stoun.
Not again.
Again, diffused under the nose of Stoun. 2 A retakes from NIP back-to-back to break Heroic.
Wow, and it's looking so good for Heroic on their entry there. Yeah, maybe they get tagged on up, maybe they take a bit of damage, but they've got site control. They're dealing with the rotations, and all they're losing to is a smoke on the bomb with the defuse. Now, I make it sound simple. Obviously, there's more to it here, but Heroic not being able to land the
That was
shots through the
sick.
smoke.
Like their whole setup, they got everything they needed as well. It's not like Heroic are going to be angry about the way they started that round.
That's the thing, you know, when you're losing the round in that fashion, you're questioning, okay, well, do we just try again? Because that's the tiniest of details as to how they're losing that. So Heroic will opt to partially buy here. Deagle's around the saved AK of Stown. There is some util to work with, and NIP, they have rifles, but their money's on a knife's edge. As soon as they lose a round, Heroic will be able to still control back of this half. Lots of smokes over towards Connector here, and that allows Hampus to hang around. It is looking likely to be a B finish. Cadian has the bomb on his back. The light util going to be lobbed out any moment now. He's down doing his best to sell it as just a standard mid default. But they're going to cascade any second.
Big test for Linus. Plopsky in support, here they come. Rotates on the way, Tech9s are in. Plopsky's the first contribution, even the second as well. Linus spotted out on bench, a third arrival this time in the form of Rez. And that armored AK might have to go elsewhere. Cadian has the bomb though, and it's been spotted. He won't be able to evacuate. Just down against the Wild. And a seventh though. NIP, they're cooking up some trouble here on the defense.
Yeah, starting to get going, and that is with a pristine round.
Nicely done. Immaculate, Chad. But, I got distracted now.
Sorry about that.
You're all right. You're all right. Hold on. Heroic's T-side woes against EG. You know, were they going to rear their ugly head? We talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on air, but it was something I threw into the ring.
Yeah, we definitely had a little discussion about it at one point.
So let's just keep tabs on that, because Heroic, they've only got the pistol and its conversion so far to their T-Hall. Yeah,
I think some of the problems they might have here is if NIP can throw just as many different looks as what EG were doing yesterday, right? They were always changing it up. That's a missed smoke there from Device. So bit of buffer towards mid, and this is an interesting investment as it looks like another BXX. So this is 4 rounds in a row where Heroic have basically just gone for executes into sights.
Yeah, here they come. Hampus blinded. Need that first frag. Look at Refresh using that MAC-10 for the mobility. It is all blue on brown. Bomb down. NIP are completely locking them out. Heroic getting very aggressive into B, and Linus says, you want to keep coming to my site? I welcome it. 3 frags. Get away from my B site.
Well, now it's just Tessus in the shoes of where Stown was last round, hoping to find a couple of kills. And the problem with consecutive clean rounds back to back, as I say it, Rez drops, is the cash can start to build. Tessus, the job is just to milk as many frags as he can. 1's good, 2's better, and 3's the magic number. It'll end right there. So NIP up to 8. Starting to get a bit of momentum here. And the buy for Heroic, no plan. It should just be a partial situation. Looking into round number 22. Wouldn't even hate a timeout just to slow things down, because these last 4 rounds, did he get stuck? Oh, he got stuck on the wall and gray screens.
Oh, that's actually so gross. Unfortunate death.
Not what Refresh was hoping for there. Has been a technical timeout called here on the side of Heroic. So just give us a moment and we'll be able to get this one back underway. Oh, actually, it's fixed. Okay, we're going to be back underway. Now, this is where I would probably have been starting the discussion of Nuke. And as you were asking before, how's it looking? It's 5 on the trot losses for NIP. Now, obviously, you have to consider ZTR, the whole changing up divide. Like, there's so many points of roster contention to discuss here, but as far as the stats go, 5 losses in a row. So NIP, more important that they bring this one back right now. That actually adds a bit more, I want to say, gravitas to map number 1.
Fair play, and don't forget, of course, winner of this one, Survival. Elimination games today. 3 teams going home. And Refresh sent straight back to spawn. More to come on in. A real nice adjustment, making the Tech9, or rather the Tech9 making more and more of an appearance. Hampus ready to contest. He has been pushed and has been deegged. Getting a bit awkward now. They can't stomach one of these. NIP cannot lose these, and saved by the Plopsky Bell. Just pushed straight into the head. Just the remaining deagle. That's Plopsky ace, providing NIP the recovery they needed. Just unarmored pistols, and it really did become a little dangerous. Plopsky bails him out.
Yeah, you can understand why they wanted to push that smoke, try and alleviate a bit of pressure right there, but it looked way too easy for Plopsky, and he's grabbing some of that robotic aim himself. So as they flood on out, Frags aplenty and through the smoke. These are your favorite. They're gray screen. He's not.
Good
Nice
shooting.
stuff from Plopsky there. Now, look, we're talking about elimination and survival. The reason we're saying survival is that whoever wins this still has to play one more best of 3, and that's against the winner of VP Spirit. So it doesn't get easier. Things are still going to be very, very difficult if either of these teams do want to make the playoffs. But now, what is that? 5 on the trot. NIP looking good in the hood. And an aggressive flash facilitating Stown for a peek. Nobody wants to fight aggressively. They're really just sending Stown out here to just apply pressure on his lonesome. Everybody else is quite static right now from Heroic.
Still have not seen successful T round since that second round conversion. Mid smoke. 60 seconds and bomb maneuvering towards that B-Apps 3-man stack. Tess is monitoring middle. And it's a standard setup again. Like Linus and Plopsky, so far so good. It's Hampus, I imagine, is the third prong on a reactionary basis. He is floating between that kitchen area. And Shush takes contact first. So now immediately you can see the CTs get a little sketched out.
It's on Linus now.
Caught, and it's all onto Linus. Oh dear, and it's a big round as well. This will put Heroic on 14. They have paused. And Hampus allowed to rotate in. Cadian's waiting for something towards the kitchen. But Hampus has arrived exactly when he needed to be here. Cadian's posted up.
15 seconds,
yeah,
what's going on?
they do need to be planting. This is an odd pause. Cadian's wallbang is very telling. Refresh, however, defends.
Linus can do
Linus
this.
has been waiting so perfectly.
He's done it.
That's the bomb loose. Just wait, just survive. A round-winning performance from Linus again. Tested on B and NIP saved by that clock, and he still holds on. Oh, this is a big round for LNZ.
Oh boy, that is huge play right there. That's the 10th, that's the double digits. Not only that, he took Shush down after time, $400 in the bank balance.
Oh, yeesh.
That could be a game changer right there.
So let's see that clock. 5 seconds, Refresh has scooped up the bomb, he realizes, I'm dead. Dead to rights,
Nothing
either
he
way.
can do.
Round is won as Linus takes that first shot.
Oh. How have they dropped the ball there, Heroic? They did everything. They got onto the site. It was just the fact that they were so spread out. There was only 2 players close for Heroic to try and clear out that entire bomb site on their lonesome. And Linus, just by surviving. Look, the kills were great, but by surviving, he forced the pressure of the clock. Got to be getting frazzled there now for Heroic.
Oh, that felt like theirs.
Starting to get that lump in this road.
That pause, do you think that was just based on their understanding that Hampus is usually hiding somewhere behind a bench for the first plant?
I'm not sure, because it felt like they were aware that there could be someone on the side, right? They were still limping out grenades towards the bench position, but I don't think they were aware of just how much time was left on the clock. That's what I really think the issue was.
Just ran away with them.
Yeah, and I went, oh, shit, we've only got 15 seconds left.
Yep.
And this is an all-in as well.
Lovely gap for Rez to operate with. I'm sure Stown is wise to the
Oh, he saw something.
potential.
Plopsky's pushing B-Apps here. Refresh about to get tested.
Ready for it. Need to finish the job. Won't work out.
That's not going to spread, surely. He should be safe here.
Okay, that was threatening, Hampus. Do watch yourself. He's responsible for B, and it seems that they'll respect that orb.
Next point of contact is likely to be Device here. He's posted up close ramp with the AWP and Shush only with this deagle, so unless there's a flash or a couple of good jiggles, Device should get one and get away.
Hampus has gone hunting for info, reminiscent of the Heroic CT side now. Device, Rez, and Linus set themselves up for success. Device not going to fall foul to the jiggle of Shush. Oh, would have loved a good smoke there. They'll take the opportunity and run with it now. A little bit of a lurk smoke deployed and a little tip of the head spotted towards Connector. Device, a lot to do. Quick find, though. Tessus has beheaded the start. Linus, could you really
Patience
contribute
again.
more? He could. He could. Backs are turned. Tessus is his first victim. Oh, wow. Linus. Oh, damn. NIP have found themselves a diamond in the rough. Saves them. That's 3 times in this half.
His patience there, right? He knew that they were walking into the side. The fact that he just doesn't wide swing on this. He takes his time, isolates the jewels.
It's the experienced Device that fluffs his lines. It's the new kid on the block that saves them. He catches Tessa's back turn. This shot was magnificent onto Refresh. And a third, the audacity. He's gonna be feeling really, really good. And I'm just saying, this is the first map of the series. If he can keep that up, we get a real look at exactly how high he can fly.
Shooting gallery now, Hampus.
Yeah, it should be. We can really close this gap here, dude.
What gap? This is about to be 13-12. One round in it here. It's absolutely destroyed in middles down. The last man standing. What a turnaround this has been. Sound goes down with 1 kill.
So,
look at the money over there now. Plopsky's got bloody 10K to his name. He can drop his teammates any day of the week. So NIP, they're in a pretty good spot. I won't say it's perfect, but it's looking really good to close things up. 13-13. And Heroic, I don't know if it's that they're out of ideas. Think about these rounds of how close they've been to winning. There were 2 executes on the A side. The bomb was diffused in front of their nose. That B round that we saw just before, and then the A piece where Linus just gets 3. They're 4 rounds that Heroic really should be converting. And here they go again. Looking like they want to set up for another A set piece. It will just be refresh heading over towards that B side of the map to deal with any aggression. Cadian.
Oh, Device. He didn't go down. He was legged on the trade. Bullets through. This is good fragging from Heroic. They're just going to really simplify it. Go shoot. Take duels. Rez, however, babysitting Device. He manages to get away. He's creeping and crawling. I'm not so sure. He could very well catch Tessis here if he's not blind.
Oh, my.
Big problem. Suddenly, Heroic's advantage again starts to disintegrate, Chad.
Oh, and the eyebrow of Cadian, I think, says it all right there. The fact that the leg shot comes through, he's pinned at the box, and Rez saving the day with that kill onto Shush. They need to get the C4 back, and now at a number disadvantage. This is falling apart.
The fact that Device not only gets away, but gets the bomb loose and has taken all of the wind out of the Heroic sails.
This is going to be very, very rough. This push coming in around top mid as well. Device, he knows he's low. He's making a play. He's not playing the number game. He's actually going out there seeking as much info as possible.
This is kind of gangster.
There's no hijinks right here available for Heroic. There's no fakey boy action. Where can you go? They know where you are. You're pinned in towards A, and Device is coming.
If he goes ramp, he can just contest pretty much every standard plant.
Imagine this. They come out of Palace. They have to look spawn, jungle, and A ramp.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see a way for Heroic to win this round. I'm going to say that now. Let's see if they can change my mind. Device from behind. Not going to flub his line. And with 3 clicks of his mouse, we're all tied up. 4 kills, and Device gets the 3rd, or rather all 3. Well, that's 10 HP, a great recovery. Cadian's leg shots, that's going to be leaving a bit of a mark, I think.
This is it right here.
Let's see that. Bang.
Legged.
10 HP, 11 to be specific.
This is the one that saves the round. That kill from Rez saves the round, because otherwise Shush probably gets through, either gets CT control or spams Device through the smoke. Device gets 3 kills, you're right, on this HP. This is absurd.
Great play from him. Whew. The old and the new are both showing up in large capacity for the Ninjas here onto the defense.
Heroic need to find that killing blow, right? Because the way that they've been starting a lot of these rounds, or the way that they've been making their attempts into these rounds, have been great. It's been looking good. It's just that final moment. They're unable to convert the frags that are necessary to put NIP down, and now shoes on the other foot. Ninjas, they're the ones in the driver's seat. A hero AK's come out on Testis here. Things are starting to get very, very desperate now. Heroic running out of ideas, running out of options, and now with Cadian and Spawn, they are just talking through how they want to proceed into round number 27.
He's got his window smoke cocked. Hero AK, with a window smoke, and Tess is what? Just barraging, charging towards either connector or that short position. No info off that CT incendiary, but it does mean Hampus is getting towards the window position right around the same time as Heroic. So a run boosts the bomb. I guess he's going to keep running upon that contact, flying across. And he's got all his util as well. Cadian lining up something special here. Back against the lip. To make it 3 players coming in from connector, and he's going to be smoking CT, one can guess. Flash is high. They walking through this. Back's already turned. Good chance as the hero AK does connect. It's a smoke to triple. Tessus is making that AK work. He's got 3 kills to his name already, and this is a real chance for Device. He's kissing them in the smoke.
What is going on?
I think they both must know. No, they don't. He's actually got it away with it, and another headshot from Device. Down finds now all onto Linus again.
15 seconds.
Down needs to plant or find his frag. He's low. The AWP would work nicely. A wide, slow strafe, and he hits the shot. Tested. Stown saves them. Top of the scoreboard, top of the server. 25 frags from Stown, and he brings Heroic. You said they had to find something somewhere. That's the 3rd T round. It's been some time since we saw it. Tessus, got to give credit where it's due.
Yep.
What a find onto Rez as well.
And it's so easy to think you just got stuck on the wall there if you're Tessus, right? You got the bench, you got the smoke. It's hard to tell with the scaling on that whole situation. You also had a teammate next to you that maybe you got stuck on. So the conversation in that moment, you can only imagine that they're not thinking a player is hiding in plain sight.
It's a big round for Heroic to win. They needed that. Let's see.
They can break him, Alex. Look at Ninja's money.
1 kit in play. Doesn't take much, does it? Last time we were here, we saw Device find 3 kills.
Hey, look at the spree of rounds they were on, and now they're this close to being broken.
Yeah, it's kind of cutthroat.
Oof. Feels like they've taken a bit of pace off things, Heroic, right? Last round, they just waited. They didn't put themselves in any points of contact for the first 55 seconds, and similar scenes here. And NIP are almost obliging. They're giving them mid-control for free.
Kind of suppose you have to when your utility is so low. And oh, good nade. It's down. 71. Hampus is using that light. If Stown goes aggressive, oh, not anymore. Repositioning for the fade. Oh, trying to catch one, and actually he's allowed to transfer. Cadian books down. Very messy. Doesn't find the bullets in time. Big play from Hampus, exactly when they needed it as well. Don't forget, hindered economy here. NIP can be broken. They have to make sure and maintain the equalizer. Refresh and shush. The newest additions, a flash for Rez to take a glance. 20 seconds, contact found. Good one from Rez. And Shush steps up to the clutching plate. Another on his plate. Nice Linus. doesn't want to walk through that smoke. And Plopsky's on the side. He could do this. Turns a little premature. 14 on the door for NIP. Okay, they go again. And it's Heroic's turn to feel a little tight around the belt. 2.9 for Tessus. Cadian's going for the AWP, so not too much sharing to be done.
Oh, that was such a scrappy spray there, right? You know exactly. You've been in that position. The people at home, if you play, you know you've been in that position before when the smoke's fading and the dark CT model.
You've started spraying, and then by the time you've actually seen it, it's way too long gone.
Oh, huge stuff from Hampus. What a huge play. Well, they want to fight mid now, and almost Tessus going down to the AWP just there. They're going to waterfall out. A's open. If they go now, they can be in the site.
Yeah, no one's there. Absolutely no one. Device will post up. We're still concerned about that mid-smoke. One CT comes out of Cadian's mouth. The info from the flashbang. Rez playing with fire with the AWP does step a toe further forward, just anticipating that Palace push. Where's this contact come from first, though, Chad?
I feel like Stown is going to want to try and get a little bit closer towards that connector position. So now they're feigning this mid-control. The smoke's dropped. He's pushed in. There's going to be more eyes drawn towards middle, which might open the avenue out of Palace.
Device is going to check it, but they're already out. They're already out. Down the ladder. And they're in. Missed shot. Second chance. It is not going to hit the mark either. Heroic hot pursuit of 15. Nice chance for Hampus. It's damage. He'd love to finish them. One of them off. Shush. Down. Refresh. Low. Hampus gets away. Plopsky, what can you do? They're all pushing towards jungle. And they're saving. Unconfirmed damage for some of them. And they're just going to have to concede and take 15 on the chin.
Oh, lordy. That's 40 HP for 3 of the players combined.
Wow, look at you go, Chad.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened to my brain recently, Alex, but it seems to be working at a...
accelerated rate.
Yeah, things are going good up here. Oh, it's a FAMAS. It's 2 M4s. There's no AWP. The loss bonus, because, Alex, they went on that massive spree of rounds, is only going to be 1,400. 1,400 is all that's going to come into the bank balance here for the final round of play for NIP. Now, this would be the moment where you would love to have a bit of a conversation about how you're going to apply the buy. But Device here, look at this. They're not looking at him. So he's peered away as they've come into his line of sight. And because they're trying to clear close ramp, it's that awkward moment where, you know, you can't really get the pathing straight because normally you're expecting them to be heads up going for the fight. NIP have made this buy work. 3 M4s of FAMAS, a Deagle, head armor, kits, and fast towards middle. This is the knockout blow from Heroic. They're quick about this. There's a big force of them, 4. All just swarming over the mid control. Pace change.
Straight up short. Tessa's unspotted. Plopski's got a lot to do here. Faffing around with his nades. Rez, the flank of the century. Straight behind enemy lines. Look at that. He's working magic. Surely Tessa's finishes off that. And now a 2-on-2 with a lot of time on the clock. I don't think we'll need it, though. Linus is already being stalked. Hampus behind Stan. We've got 2 flanky situations here. It's Hampus to find the first, so it does all now fall and hinge on Tessa's to finish in regulation. Linus takes us to OT, just like that. 15-15, we'll go again. MR3 16K, day 3, IEM summer, it continues. Heroic and NIP inseparable in regulation.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself.
Well, I think Device definitely brings a ton of experience to NIP, which is what they needed the most, right? A very young lineup, Rez being the veteran player, only 23 years old. I think it was a much needed addition for NIP, and looking at Device just also individually, you know, consistently been a top 3, a top 5 player in the world. And I think for Device as well, individually, I think one of the things that prompted this change is I think he still wants to prove that he's more than just a cog in the system that was Astralis. With this roster change, he really wants to cement his legacy, not only as a successful part of a great Astralis team, but also as a great individual player.
The first time we've seen them, and already they're in grand finals and taking second. Flashpoint was a great glimpse already into what NIP have managed to create, and the fact that they're already rejiggling the roster. I think what we see with NIP right now is we already knew the new generation is here, right? They've got their feet firmly planted in tier 1, and everyone's shopping to find that next big name, the next Zywoo, the next Rops. And I think what you're seeing there is NIP, they've put 2 feet in first. They were the first to jump into that pool, and it's a little cold because now Rez is the second most experienced member on that roster, and he was the new kid not too long ago, 2017. So they've got a lot of new names, a lot of new brains, and I think it's a lot of pressure on Device to be all of that experience that's lacking elsewhere.
In addition to first figuring out what their roster is going to be, then it's also just about getting more experience as that 5-man unit, getting some deep runs in tournaments first, because that really helps you understand what you're dealing with. And again, that's where Device is going to certainly help them with all the experience he's had.
He's going to get that shot, and that has to feel a little bit going out middle of the air to take down Alex, and now they're pushing. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! He takes every single one!
There's no reason why they can't go all the way and become a championship level team.
You need a friend, I can't help this time. I'm in trouble. It's your eyes, I can't seem to focus. It doesn't matter 'cause you live a lie. You want attention from every guy in the park, but when you call, give you my heart, you rip it out. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend.
All right then, folks, Heroic NIP wages on. Chad Birchall's joining me. My name's Machine. And we've got ourselves a full OT. MR3, 16,000 schmeckles. So you can have all the guns and giblies you desire. The second one of those is not a real word, please. I apologize for that. They are heading straight towards the ramp. Let's see what happens. There's immediately Cadian wants blood. They extinguish the Molotov. He stands his ground, and another tag into Device. He's got PTSD after that first tag.
Yeah, he's going to be feeling a bit frustrated now. Only 13 kills for Cadian, and he keeps landing those tags. But Stown, he's taking space over towards B, and he's just snuck out towards the man.
Yeah, and he's made it no secret, dropping his own smoke. Plopsky's going to molly him out. How do you react? Stown.
Up and over.
Really very few options available. And the first blood drawn. NIP will take that any day.
Oh, that just changed the plans for Heroic. The bomb was coming back over on that back of Cadian, but now they've hit pause again and just swiftly now dipping down towards Connector. They've refresh up here in towards the B apartments. Tessa's towards top mid. Shush is prowling over towards ramp. And I wouldn't be surprised if a bit of the discussion in that 2-minute break was, hey boys, let's just take the fight to NIP, because a few moments Heroic looked a little bit shy and a little bit scared, but for good reason. 4 on 5, 50 seconds left, and a kill needs to be found. Refresh on his lonesome, 2 to deal with, and Plopsky and Linus, they've done great over towards this B site.
Fresh procedural. I think he might have caught Glimmer. Device is about to be perfectly positioned to deal with the boosted Cadian. Shush under the scope. Device does get away. Problems now for Heroic. Only 2 hearts beating.
Yeah, this is not looking great for the first round of overtime here. Shush has found something onto Rez, but all in all, 15 seconds left and call this one done. Hampers finishes off with a nice little 2-piece feed. And there it is, 16 now for NIP. The Swedes starting overtime strong. How many can they bolster here? Because it was the CT halves of both teams that we were impressed by. The T halves were what was lacking. You're going to be looking for a 2-1 split, ideally. 3 would be, well, above and beyond the Call of Duty. Couple of players, if they come alive here. Rez on 13, Shush on 15, 13 for Cadian as well. Those names, if you start seeing them in the feed, everyone's alive in the server now. Device smoked off, speculative shots through. Rez dropping his utility as well. And this is fast. Look at this from Stown, straight in towards window.
Yeah, and he's being at least overwatched a little bit. That nade does so much damage, tremendous damage to Tessus. Rez aggressive on the CT smoke. And Device caught out completely. Stown should get traded here. Plopsky's warned him off. He's going to look the wrong way. Yeah, he still gets away. Dumps the flash, more aggression, Shush from Palace. This is getting really odd. 3 now straight up Tetris.
Everyone's scrambling.
Yeah, Hampus is going to be mollied out of position, but he still gets them both. The flash was good. He can't find the second. Rez can. Oh my lordy. 2v2. It's still going. Refresh not ready. Bomb now loose and Stown. We know where he was last seen. And he's been great for Heroic, but this could very well be a real strong NIP defense. Should they get this 17th on the board, Heroic's T-side woes have continued into overtime.
So last spotted mid, the idea that he could be anywhere is a possibility. Plopsky tucked in towards the balcony. Linus now dealing with CT spawn, so you can see they have absolutely no idea where Stown is. So 40 seconds, plenty of time to make this one work, but he has to clear everywhere himself.
Firm grip. Linus playing safe. Plopsky unfortunately booked and drops down. Now Stown up against the new kid on the ninja block. Stown operating in a bit of a black box. Linus has the advantage in that respect. He knows the bomb's loose on A.
Surely he's done him here.
Advancing to default, where he once came from and immediately Molotovs him out of position. Linus swings through the flames. And another impact round from the newcomer. 17, here we go. Will it be spotless from the ninjas?
Great stuff there. And that was one of the most chaotic rounds we've had so far in this game. And there's already been a few. That was fights here, there, and everywhere. And Stown, a minute 30, he's in that window getting the fight. A minute 15, everybody else is skittling onto the A bomb site, biffing and brawling. So all the action happened very, very early on. And Stown, well, he's had a crack at it. I can't believe Linus has gotten mollied in that situation and pushed forward.
Pushed forward was a smoke as well.
Brave boy, and back again. Heroica off to the races towards this B bomb site. Cadian looking for a jump peak opportunity. 2 players towards that underpass. Nade skittling past. Cadian down to 82. Shush dealing with the A push in the meantime. And I think they're sending Device over towards this B site. Maybe they want to post him up to look at B apps. Okay. Very proactive scenes here. Shush has just vacated the apartments. Now Rez is pushing. This is looking very good for NIP in the third round of OT.
The only issue I can identify is if they were to crunch A through mid. There's certainly a precedent set, but as Rez rounds the corner, I wonder if Shush will be hunted or if he'll simply... Oh, he does just walk straight on into Rez on the check.
That's so much info right now. NIP are going to absolutely close the door on this.
There's still 3B. Hampus is going to be tucked into Palace to confirm that they're not coming towards any other side of the map. The util will start to signify that as well.
Hampus wants to swing, you can see it.
Doesn't
Look
have
how
a flash.
eager he is.
Yeah, he's walking out on it. Chance for at least one. Nice one, but now, unfortunately, he's gone away. Plopsky onto Cadian as well. It does seem perfect for the Ninjas. Hampus even more to contribute. It's down the 1v5. The tallest of the orders is not to be, and NIP, perfect. Spotless, no less. 3-0, starting off OT as they mean to go on. And this was not, let's not forget, Heroic felt like they came into this with dominance. It was an 11-4 half.
Yeah.
NIP respond with 11 of their own, and now here into OT, they're putting themselves head and shoulders above the rest. This does bode well, Chad, for our ancient desires.
Oh, that's true. The third map becoming more and more possible now. And this is insane. This hasn't even been a discussion point of ours, but guess what map Device is playing right here and his team are picking it? Mirage.
True.
Australis didn't play Mirage.
At all.
And he's just finding himself with what? A tidy 20 kills. Sure, it's not a superstar level performance, but he's holding his own. And Heroic, they need to do the same. 3 rounds in a row required to take us to double OT, and we do it all again.
Is Down forcing this gap? It's happening too often for it to just be negligence on him.
Yeah, they dump in that molly. Molly to deny the window smoke, giving them that bit of a buffer here. But it looks like NIP are well aware of how that smoke can manifest because they're never getting done by the gap.
That's true. I mean, other than the initial.
But, yeah. Bombs on the back of Plopsky here, and he's heading over towards Palace with Linus. You can see Device and Rez still towards top mid, and traditionally they've been harassed. Remember the top mid mollies, Cadian pushing out, Refresh getting underpass. It's not the same level of Argy Barge, but over towards A, the fact-finding mission, and this could be bad info. Device is coming through spawn. There's 2 through Palace. And Device is aware.
Oh, but looking at his map, perhaps Refresh catches him just unawares enough. And the fact that Device was heading to A implies Palace is a problem. Connector as well. Oh, it's down. Could be punished for that miss. He's got the Palace to contend with. Does go aggressive into Rez. Quick find from Plopsky. Good spray from Shush. Linus down and not out from Heroic. They start as they mean to go on. NIP, they are still just 1 round away from closing out their map pick.
And this is where we noticed that NIP, in the later stages of their T-side regulation, went for a swifter move, right? Remember that really fast cat split they did with all 4 players? I think it was 4. 3 or 4 players went fast up, cat split into B, and that's because Heroic were harassing them so much in mid. Maybe we see them shift back to that gear. It's not as easy to do when Device has an AWP, but they can definitely make it work. 2 smokes limped out from spawn, 1 towards cat, 1 towards window, and that might even facilitate a push as we were just talking about. Cadian with that exchange of molly towards top mid. But it does look like they're just hitting the brakes here. Stown has an awful lot of information over towards Palace. Linus will need to be very careful surrounding that corner. But mid has been given up for almost free.
Oh, Linus. He's got 2. Advancing into his Palace position, does get a bit of a cue and even spots the other. He knows there's an AWP posted up, he opts to aggress. Molly's down, completely out of position, sends him back into the A site. Another pass for LNZ. Wow, confirms the AWP's location. That's a bonus, so they know that there's at least, I think they might even know there's 2. I think he spotted the AWP barrel on Palace.
They've got a really good idea right now,
They've
NIP.
got a great idea. This could very well be the final blow of Mirage. And Heroic, 11-4 on their start. Defensive woes to finish. Stown, not interested. And he's even in a prime position to catch Hampus if he's... Gonna throw a smoke out of his own. Oh, and he's not ready for that. Another entry. LNZ makes it 2. Shush from ramp. It's all on to Plopsky. And 3 to find. He knows exactly what's up. And with 30 seconds, he's got a bit of time to dedicate towards the Shush fight. Tessus, that smoke won't last for forever, and even Cadian posted up and is a nice and comfortable passive line. So we go again.
Looking very likely for that double OT here, but NIP get 1 more crack at it, and this one's for free, right? You know, you've had those 2 chances, you've gone for your more standard approaches, things haven't worked out, but you still get this one, and you know that if you can convert right here, right now, you've stolen and broken Heroic to start off the day. Do we see that pace shift now? If it was ever going to happen...
Their B stuff was really working, do you remember?
Yeah,
I wonder.
They were getting a bit of traction over there.
So 2 boosts, 1 for either side. The T's setting up device for a look on the cross. Refresh being set up for a nice access to that short side of B.
Tessus is very passive on B right now. I think he's waiting for this rotation Acadian to come back over. He hasn't having a look in at all. You can just see these speculative jiggles. Acadian's in the site. They've left Refresh up in towards that vent room. He has a very big job if we do find pressure middle, but NIP just going slow again, hoping the game comes to them. Minute 10, we see the smoke start to bloom. Connector deep, window smoked, and now Rez can start his fact-finding mission.
Great smoke from Stown. Looks like he can't peek around it.
It will be A.
Fresh will be the third to defend, but he's from ladder room. It will be a bit late, especially if they come through now. A miss from Stown. That's going to cost him a lot. Another in the feed from Linus. 2 in the feed from Linus. And this is for the map. NIP's pick did not start swimmingly, but look at the contributions across the board. Hampus, Plopsky, Linus all online. In a very big way, Device. Mr. Consistent. Bailed them out of a couple of sticky situations on their defense, but it seems NIP here in OT. Got this one in the bag. Refresh. Questioned by Hampus, just the 2. Coming in from CT and NIP's Mirage. It's in the bag. Locked down and recovered. This is a head-to-head we were hoping would be as exciting as Mirage was, and we've got it delivered, and there's so much more to look forward to. We'll be breaking it down at the analyst desk. Heroic nip, 1-0 to the Ninjas.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself, so when I went and found myself, the ones who told me back then, be true to who I am, ain't think we was really gonna win. Now they watching us from the sidelines while we trying to victories like we getting high tides. I'm getting my prize, only thing my eyes is locked in on, have a milli mine. I want it right now, don't waste my time. Family in a penthouse with a view sky high. Blood, sweat, and tears bring water to my eyes, cause the whole gang winning. I done gave my life, odds low, but we did it anyway. And we always moving, never on the same thing. Now our lives are highlight reel. We like the thrill. This life's ideal. The hype is real.
We know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. 'Cause stuff we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live.
to IEM Summer. Now, going into the second half of Mirage, Heroic were looking like they'd sail to victory with an 11-4 scoreline in their favour after a successful, aggressive CT side. But it was not to be, as a certain young ninja, now a fully fledged member, Linus, just kept clutching things out, taking his team to OT and keeping them in the game as ninjas take their map pick. Janko, talk to us about that first half, though. Heroic certainly seem to be making the right moves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great example of how Heroic likes to approach their CT side. You could see a lot of aggressive moves early on, whether it's individually, you know, we saw some underpass pushes. We saw also the body system in play, double pushing ramp early on. Then, you know, here you guys can see it on your screens, right? You can see like the timing. This is at the very start of the round, refresh pushing. This was like later on, they double pushed ramp. They got the trade on LNZ, refresh in underpass. Cadian holding the deep angle in B apps, as you can see here, and refresh getting into position. This is just really, really solid, great CT side, and tells you how Heroic, they like to be the aggressors. They like to be the ones who take the initiative and the ones who have all the information.
Yeah, I mean, when they started on the aggression side, they didn't really, you know, pan out pretty good.
They switched their sides around.
The thing is, like, on their T side, that's what I want to talk about. It's just the fact that just imagine this, they won 2 gun rounds total, and they won the T pistol, you know? Yeah. Like, what does that tell you? That tells you there is a little bit of a problem on T side of Mirage, right? They lost yesterday against EG, and today it was... And I'm going to tell you why, because, like, I noticed as a coach right here, just sitting there, watching the game, on both sides, they had a similar problem in the last part of the execution, right? They do their splits or their contacts, whatever it is, right? And they got ramp. There is a current meta right now where you smoke top con, molly the jungle, flash, and you just take the space, plant the bomb, play post plant, somebody flanks, doesn't matter, right? They get stuck on ramp. They just wander around the site, not really sure what's happening. Is somebody CT, somebody or somebody like that. On B, you know, if you want to go out, you tend to get out of that balcony, van area, and clear the site as soon as possible. You're just walking around, didn't go out. It was like, and the rotation was coming, and there was like Linus was like everywhere, and the rotations, the flashes coming in, total bust.
Yeah.
Well, can we talk about Linus, Janko? Sorry to interrupt you. It's just we don't have much time. And I think if we could just highlight some of his high points, I think that would be good to kind of revisit.
Yeah, I mean, just amazing play for him. Very composed in some situations. We saw him basically 2 rounds in a row, right? Denying the plant and winning the round for his team. One time on towards A in a 2v4 situation. I think that has to be said. I think early on, Heroic's executions were working better. For example, we saw an A execute with Tessus getting flashed through the smoke to get deeper CT control. But we saw a couple of just smoke diffuses from
Look at this.
NIP. Yeah, this is a 2v4 round, but it's just like, you know, I think maybe a bit of chaos for Heroic, just like good play, good timing from Linus as well. So it was a mix in that second half of a little bit just unfortunate with some of the smoke diffuses, but I think they were definitely influenced by the EG game yesterday, where they were just keeping up with their high pace on Heroic's T side on Mirage, and they were getting shut down by EG. So now they made the adjustments, but it didn't quite work out.
He got the opportunities, right? And then Heroic gave it to him, and then he used it against them. Right now, we saw that round on B. There was supposed to be a smoke in market. They're supposed to jump out of the window and swing right and trade that guy. This way, maybe you get a disadvantage in numbers, but you get all the space in bench, next to the window, in elbow, somewhere inside, possibly in like that get right forest, what do we ever call it, like that spot, like around the short pillar. And then they just didn't do it. They were just slowly walking out, and Linus was just like using the space they gave him, the opportunities they gave him.
Yeah, the commitment wasn't there as well.
It was just perfectly played off by Linus, and just, you know, it was a lot of mistakes on those last parts of the round from Heroic.
Well, we could have a look at round 19 now. I'm just trying to rack my brains. It was such a long old match that I'm trying to remember what this... now I remember what this one was. This is the second time, I believe, that NIP just took the defuse out from under Heroic's noses, Janko.
Yeah, this was just the round where, you know, they do the A execute, right? You can see the smoke for CT spawn. They're coming into the site like it's pretty standard stuff. Device misses one shot here. They're going to get the trade. And this was what I said, like where Tess is here, he pushes with a flash through CT spawn. And I thought this was really good. This is really important. You know, it's not just about taking the site, planting the bomb, and then falling back into ramp or apps or going into that ninja box. Like, you need to take deeper control, because when you do an early execute, the B guys on the CT side still have the nades, and that's what happened here. Despite that control from Tessus, it wasn't enough. The B guys still have a smoke on the bomb, go for the smoke defuse, and even though it was looking great for Heroic, they lose a couple of rounds early on like this that they probably feel like they should have won, and in the end got them not to close it in.
I was okay with this round, to be honest, completely. And then these shots in the smoke, usually they land on that plant, because players usually know, because the plant is next to the box. It usually lands, the bullets land, and then the guy gets killed. This time the spray didn't land. It's just unlucky for him. The round itself, it was fine.
Well, we're going to head to Heroic's map pick of Nuke after this short break. So let's see if Linus, the clutch kid, can keep up the solid performance.
Man, let's go sort of.
Sort of? Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's laser. High ground, Valde.
Yeah.
High ground. Fuck.
Oh, okay. I insta-died, bro.
Yeah, but they hear what I'm saying, because they hear what I'm saying to you, because they've been dead as well, because they're fucking stupid.
You didn't die? I thought you died, bro. No, I'm immortal. Imagine, right? He's... Bro, on the right, Nico.
Yeah?
But it doesn't do any damage from here, man. Bro, I'm gonna die to this thing.
Nico! Valde, what the f...
Oh, this guy, a lot of sounds on, holy shit. The Manto guy, a lot of sounds.
Oh, bro! Oh my god. How do you spawn so close? Cross to me, cross flames! Behind you.
Can you use knives on this?
Okay. No, not good. Oh, high ground. Right? No? Oh, I dinged you twice.
Oh, they're killing me, man.
High ground.
Bro, they're like shoulder picking, crouch, basing, fucking all the CSGO commands. In the middle. Oh, Valde!
Manto is low.
Minus 78, minus 78. He's lower than you, Manto. You got it, baby.
I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Manto.
Yeah.
On the left. Yes, man. Let's go, man.
One HP, bro. Really? Yeah. Down to the right. Oh, I think. Bro, die! What? Bro, it's 15.
What the fuck? How did?
No,
man! You come behind us.
Served. Oh, high ground. No?
Bro, the train.
Shotgun is really bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
so
what?
bad.
It was...
Nice.
Wait, how did you die,
What happened to Manto?
No! 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 He's on the right. He's Benq.
I need to reload.
You can reload and shoot. No! Bro!
He's not, bro. Bro, I'm getting fucked.
Oh, fuck this.
Oh, he's
I hit last guy.
Huh?
I hit him 40.
Yeah.
35.
okay, let's come back.
Guys, resistance. You need to turn on your monitor. Bro, what? He's 1 HP. Nico, 1 HP. Yeah. He's not. 1 HP.
He's not.
Bro, he is 1 HP.
Yeah,
he's not.
yeah.
Actually, he's not.
He's not, actually. Can you stop camp so much?
So the integration of device has gone very smoothly. There were a little bit of a bigger communication gap than I thought in the beginning, actually. Not that he doesn't understand Swedish, but rather that each team have their sort of own language in how they talk about each map. So that was a bit rough. We had a bit of a struggle on Nuke, and I might actually still have a bit of a struggle on Nuke, where almost every single call out is different. Other than that, it has been very, very simple. I think we have quite a good rigid system on most of the maps. We just slotted him in. He's free to have his own style, but I think we're still playing sort of the same style as we did before.
Intel Extreme Masters Summer is brought to you by Intel, Acer Predator, 1xBet, and DHL.
We're back, and we're getting into our second map, Heroic Nip. First for the day, and first for us, Chad Sponge Birchall.
We look just as ridiculous as I hoped, and my sunglasses are broken, but they do this. So maybe they're not broken, maybe they're just
No, that's cool. It's actually
upgraded.
like it's a signaling thing. It's like for singles night, you know, palm tree doesn't do
not the only the flamingo.
Flamingo to the down if you're single, up
and
if
then
you're
up
not.
if you're okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All
We
right.
made that work.
Yeah, and I don't know what these are, but I understand like their life does look better through a yellow lens.
Okay, well,
Like
it's
this
similar to the
whole-
rose-colored glasses
Bingo.
situation.
It does. So I'm going to be seeing how long I can last with these. Good for the blue light, of course. Professional esports goggles. This is a big game, Chadney.
Indeed it is. Tournament life on the line. Both of these teams right here, I think we were expecting to see them in the playoffs, but only one, well, can make it, but they still have to get through a whole nother best of 3. NIP, 1 map to the good, but moving into Nuke, 5-map losing streak on this one right here. And as you just heard from old boy Threat, communication might not be completely sorted out with Device. So let's see just how bumpy this ride can get for NIP. Heroic need to shrug off the loss in overtime and get themselves back on track. Here we go. Pistol round underway. Julie's out for Rez. Light util for the Danes, and over towards ramp they trundle. Acadian's whole plan was to try and show the bomb, but there was nobody there to show the bomb to. So they've taken some ramp control here, Heroic.
3 members of the squad, to be specific. It's Linus, his responsibility, again, on the no armor kit.
It's a rough job. It's a rough job.
It's the new boy job. And it does seem like he's going to give up full heaven control. So they're into the top side now, and whoa, good movement. Evades Plobsky's USP. Rez now with an armored Julie. How is that going to fare? They've got 2 heaven, 2 on the side. This is great from Heroic. Around the wild, through ramp, up heaven, bomb ticking. Rez trying to fill the feed with these dual Berettas. And unable to do so. Linus unable to make more than 1. Everyone, even kissed kill distribution at this point. It's up to Device and Hampus to finish the job. Kit on Device, armor as well. Stounds made it a 1v1. Fake. Will he call the bluff? Here he comes. Device goes wide. That was his chance. He gets him down to 10. Stound, the Live Lord. He might have to hold it here. Stound tries to fake the sound. 2 seconds. 1 second. Another one. NIP giving the rowdy Kratos as well.
Yikes.
Down. That is a brutal finish. Get the fist bumps exchanged regardless. NIP given another. I think that's 3 in total this series.
That is wild. Just diffusing right under their nose right there again. And this is how... Okay, a bit of whiplash to Tessa's there, all right. You could see Rez was kind of holding them in place, but only just peppering them down here. And this from... you can... Yeah, because he's given up... His big reason he's frustrated there, right? Because if he had survived, he would have at least been carrying through some of that armor. So I can understand Stound's visible frustrations as it will be the force buy.
Armored AK. So this is what you'll see people complaining about on Twitter, if you were wondering, because the bomb did go down and because it was incredibly close. Almost Heroic having the better buy into the second round of play. Not stopping Hampus, though. Immediate contribution. He's going through the smoke. This is ambitious.
Calling for a flash.
Flash over. They're completely blind, and he massacres them all. Hampus will make it 4. Round brought to a swift close, only Stound the frustrations of his previous round. Now he can take them out on the ninjas. Punching bag for him to vent his frustrations. Here's another. Oh, kind of just in time. Good off angle from LNZ.
Yeah. We've given everybody at home a couple of different versions. Now, I did tweet at him and I said, hey, what would you like to be known as? And he said, Linus or LNZ. Now, for us in the English-speaking department, it is Linus. For the Swedes, yeah, we know it's Linus. But imagine saying that while also talking about everything else. So we're going to do our best. That's all we can ever do, Alex.
Certainly is, yeah.
And Heroic are going to do their absolute best with 2 Deagles, P250 and 2 flashes. So Round 3 looking very, very likely here for the Ninjas. This would really suck if Heroic kind of just get all this swept away from them, right? Such a close map in the last. They had a commanding lead. What were we talking? 13-4 at one juncture of the game.
Also funny to observe and to be aware that Device is having to think extra hard on those nuke map. Every call out that comes naturally to him, he has to return to the bank and make sure it comes out as practiced.
You consider the two maps, okay? So we just had Mirage, a map that Astralis didn't play, famously didn't play. And then you have Nuke, a map that Astralis were famously the best in the world on for a very, very long period of time. And now he's going to have to rejig his brain in how he thinks about the most basic of things. So difficult, but I guess that's what happens when you're one of the absolute best players in the world and you make an audacious roster move that nobody saw coming and define history. So yeah, you know, you got to take the good with the bad, I suppose. How do you feel about blanked? Do you think that's another good one? Spotless, clean, immaculate, blanked. It's a bit more of a stretch.
I know, yeah, I don't know. Blank just feels like more of like a kill. You know, like a one, like you didn't get to pull the trigger, you got blanked.
Yep, yep. All right, yeah, with the gun vibe, okay, I'm with you. I'm following. AK-47's about to come out. Is KDN getting a glass cannon here? You know, the AWP on the T side of Nuke, some people love to rock it. It was a rule many a years ago where people wouldn't be playing a T side or whatsoever. It's more in the 1.6 days, if anything. So
get shouted at.
Yeah, for the Boomers, it will be 5 AKs, and well, NIP have a very, very strong buy. 3 AKs of their own, 2 M4s, heaps of nades, kits are good, and Down up to his regular squeaky door tricks.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how they hold this. We saw from Evil Geniuses just how good Obo was in containing that top lobby.
Oh, that's right, he wrecked him, didn't he?
So they'll see that the Hellnet responsibility is fared by the Ninjas.
Hampus is already lower, and so is Linus. So early presence towards that B-bomb site area from NIP.
Oh, look at Plobsky. Oh, just as he turns. Rez as well. Some serious contact found. He's behind enemy lines and threatening to have another look. Elevates himself a little. They regather for a topside pop, and it's the right call. No one's home. Nobody's home. Playing retake. I guess they want to crawl lobby. Hampus is still out yard. Tessus maintains lobby control for now, and these fights will be intriguing. Stowns have evacuated. It is all onto Tessus for lobby hold.
Hard clear here for NIP.
Device has at least found the first. The time-sensitive mission, 3 kits. They've got all they need. Here they come. Nice from Shush and Stown. Shush known to be on the vents. Refresh is well known, but it doesn't matter when the headshots come in. Heroic find their first, and it's just a slow finish, charging in towards that top site, and the retake, real not easy for NIP. They had 3 ramp there. What do you suggest implied that?
I remember that about this time last year, we were having a discussion with Thre in an interview, and he said that he thought that the CT side of meta of Nuke was going to change, right? Because of how prevalent all the different smoke walls towards Yard are. That kind of popped into my mind, right? That maybe they're going to go for more of these lobby type plays. And we've been seeing more and more of it, right? It's not that it's unusual, but we're going to see if there are more quirks around that, because NIP's nuke woes are quite prevalent in the 5-0 loss streak. So maybe, you know, they want to try and avoid, you know, the heaven and all the yard flanks and stay away from main and all the hijinks that can happen there. But Device is back into the AWP, and Shush holding the line on the other side. Could be the first point of contact. Downs, in the meantime, made it down the vent. And Linus has been called to deal with that. So it's not going to be easy for Linus here to have to rotate here, there, and everywhere. But no windows broken, so no sound cues to zone on in on. There's going to be a smoke wall here. You can see them lining it up. Minute left on the clock as it will be lobbed on out. Looks like it's going to be the L block.
Ooh, actually, good significant damage dealt by Hampus there. They're in front of the red container, all of them, and now bullets are thrown through. Hampus connects.
He's having a great game.
He is. He's already up to 8 frags. This is our 4th round of play. Heroic not getting off to the easiest of starts. Device is rotated in. Gives Linus the support he desires and requires. Now, I don't think the glass is broken. And they're heading down Decon now. Big find from Stown. Device rocking a hard place, has to adjust his aim. Will find one of the pack. They're in now, though, and no one's hitting him. He does take another with him. 3 versus 2 now for Shush and Cadian, trying to defend the bomb as it starts to tick in their favor. Cadian yet to frag Shush up to 5. 13 bullets, unable to reload now. He knows the contact's coming. They're starting to advance. Rez and Plopsky from one side. If he could just get rid of Hampus, he's got a real shot for the afterplant. Oh, turns away as Hampus makes contact. Cadian to come up clutch. We've seen him do it before. Has he got the line up? It doesn't look good. Plopsky's holding. And another one going to slip away. NIP and their diffuses. These retakes are coming thick and fast.
Really rough scenes again for Heroic here. And I want to credit Hampus. Now, not only was it to do with the kills he got, that impact, but think about it. He started over towards Credit Card, did a lot of damage, rotates back, gets a freebie through the smoke. Then he comes over to Ramp. He is holding Ramp while Device and Linus are setting up a bit of a crossfire. Now, felt a bit like Device kind of sold his old boy out there, made up for it with 2 kills. And they still get the retake coming on through. And then Hampus there in the final throws puts his body on the line with the body block to help secure it. So Heroic with the plant, they can buy again. Loss bonus is starting to build in their favor, and it's fast Ramp.
Linus to be tested, the nades and the bullets are all connecting, and Linus takes 3. Bowls them down, a round-winning triple. And here's Device with a finishing touch.
It's rough when we see Heroic on the receiving end, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've been here recently. We have been here recently. There's a reason this is a lower bracket game. And for the Ninjas in pajamas, I mean, this was kind of the, the boots on the other foot. And we are going to see a tactical timeout in that sense. Heroic are the ones that have got off to a real difficult start. I mean, take a look at the kill distribution. Tessus, a monster on Nuke in general for one of my favorite aimers on the Heroic roster. Seems like one for the future. If he can maintain and even distribute that kind of damage on LAN, I can't wait to see.
That says it all, doesn't it? 3 players on over 100 ADR right there. That says a lot.
And usually I'm asking questions about if it's bugged, but I can say with certainty it probably isn't. 122 for Device. Everyone was killed well over 1 per round in the 6 of play so far for the 3 at the top.
Yeah, Rush would have really had to have buggered up the HUD there to ruin that one, wouldn't you, Rush?
Tech-9s and Armors. Let's get it started. Balls of smokes off the break. He's got some observing to do.
Didn't even quit back. All right.
I was crunching the numbers. Looks good. Okay. Admins are all thumbs up. Let's go.
Good news. Grand Pit, he's happy. We get Grand Pit back now. Ooh. Smoke wall disrupted. This is problems.
Oh, Hampus. Nice adjustment on the nade. His tracking's not bad, and the damage is huge. Shush and Tessus working with well under half. Rez is under a lot of scrutiny from that squeaky door. He does burrow back into the site. The door is swung open. Linus caught out, refreshed with a long-range dink. And now Heroic, one of the most convincing looking T rounds we've seen out of them. They've all opted for that ramp side hold, so Device, if he buys his time, may have an advantage into a couple of these. Yeah, it looks like he's tucking in.
Cadian's down a late yard to try and flank back down Secret, so it makes sense as to why these 3 players are playing so forward on ramp. The bomb is almost halfway ticked. NIP might get a rude shock here.
Hampus is about to disrupt a lot as he rounds this corner. Hello.
Spotted
2 more. Device and Plopsky are there to apply the pressure. They are running very tight on time here, fellas. It's kind of on Hampus to be defusing.
Are they going for this? What's happening?
Not even. I think they just want to take away... I can't even say guns. They've lost 1.
What?
It was a bit of a middle ground. I don't think they were planning on going for it, but the frag started coming their way, and there was a conversation being had in the closing stages.
That's left a very bitter taste in my mouth. I'm not certain as to why they wouldn't even have a look in here. I know that they were down a man, but they were just up against these pistols here. So interesting round to lose. NIP will retain all their weaponry, or most of it, mind you, and Well, here we go again. Heroic are going to be counting their lucky stars with that one. Kading into an AWP. Fast towards Yard. Smoke towards... Molly towards that red position to deny any aggression. Here's Hampus again.
I think he's disrupted the smoke again. No, just to extinguish elsewhere. Fresh now making his lineup clear. And it is Device's AWP that does provide an aggressive lobby. The rest of the squad is here. And Hampus has done it again.
Come on, mate.
Another one on the cross. Heroic. This wall of smokes doesn't feel like a wall at all.
Maybe you got the tip from Device on those Glaive secret smoke goggles that he's been wearing for all those years.
Oh, and Device couldn't be in a better position. He might boost. We'll find out. Just a swing, and Device can't believe his luck. Confirms at least another cross. Tessus caught in the off angle. He's very quick with the wrist there. And 3 from Device. Could it be 4? It is the tag and the USP to the dome. NIP back on the board. It doesn't look so silly now, Chad. Keeping all those AKs, upgrading the missing ones, and look what it's done to Heroic.
Yeah, okay. Well, it makes sense in the big picture, doesn't it? It just felt like a weird round to not go for.
Send them straight back to Squalor.
Gotta be happy with how this one's panning out here. NIP looking good for
they spent everything. I mean, we got the Cadian AWP straight into it as well. It's all fallen flat.
Oh, it's a bit of a tech pause called just here, so hopefully we get this one back underway not too long. Just had a player drop out of the server. Should be able to get him back in and get this one ready and raring. Now, this was one of the maps last time round when these two teams met that was in that best of 3, right? We had Mirage, that was the decider. I believe it was Nuke and Overpass being the 2 other maps. Let me just grab the stats here so make sure we don't get this one incorrect. Where are we? Yeah, during Flashpoint 3, it was Mirage 16-8. It was NIP over Heroic on Overpass 22-19 and an overtime affair. And it was Nuke the opening map, whereas Heroic picked it up 16-10. So it was a pretty close map, 16-10 all things considered. Having a quick look at some of the breakdowns was Heroic winning the T-sided pistol, NIP winning their T-sided pistol. And it was a 10-round T-side haul from Heroic. So that's becoming impossible now. They can no longer get 10 rounds on their T-side. Best they can hope for here will be 9. Just a couple of the numbers. Tassus had 23 kills. Shush had the highest ADR. That's 84.
Yeah, and I mean, judging by the community's perception as well as the highlights I saw from the Heroic game, bearing in mind I didn't cast it, it does seem like they're one of the teams people have got up there and being discussed as one that's cracked the code in terms of their defense. We saw a great comeback from them.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I think some of their strengths, like in terms of, you know, how reactive they can be, how well they play off of each other, their understanding of the setups and where the gaps can possibly be, and then understanding when they go for gambles, what's open late. Those kind of details are things that Heroic really have down pat. But one of the things that we tend to talk about, Yanko said it on the desk as well, is that Heroic, when they do have these lower buys or, you know, they're operating with a saved AK or something like that, they can always pull something out of the back pocket. That hasn't really been the case in the last few. Sure, we had that Tessus round on Mirage. You remember where Cadian threw that kooky smoke towards bench so they could scale. But in a lot of these situations, it's been much harder for them to make the lower buys or the mixed buys work. So that's a string to the bow that has not been missing, but it hasn't been as consistent for Heroic, I think, in this matchup.
Good to go. Looks like we're back into the action. We thank you for your patience, and I'm sure so do the Ninjas and Heroic. Looks like everything's set up and ready to rock. It is going to just be that Stown AK-47, $4,000 pumped into it.
They do have enough smokes here, 3 of which to do the standard yard smokes to get them across secret. Looks like that is being lined up here. Shush, Tessus, they've got 2, and the close smoke dropped on out as Hampus, an absolute menace towards yard. Look where he is.
Such a nuisance. He's even got the glaive smoke if he desires. I know he's been working on that one. It's exactly the lineup should he require, but he could just catch them as they walk through. Here comes the wall. They're not looking. Easy first. Cadian's his next victim. And now, all of that smoke, all of that time, everything they just did was for nothing.
Yeah, all for naught. The fact that the AK goes down immediately, you can see the idea. This concept is as soon as those smokes are coming through the sky, the rotations are already starting for the CT. Stown's meant to catch somebody off guard. He's the one that got caught with the pants around the ankles, and Shush hoping to do the same. Hampus down, 2-on-3 now. Oh, make that a 2-on-2. Shush turning up the heat.
And Tessus already up the ladder. The sound cue given by Shush. He's going to molly hard. Tessus draws fire. Shush can't do anything. Quick one from Rez. First real test for him. He hasn't had much action on that top site as of late. Plenty of cash in the bank accounts of the Ninjas. And Heroic, well, they're ready to go again. We'll see the Kalashnikovs in play.
Which gun do you think is the most iconic from Counter-Strike? I was just thinking about this last night. Which one to you, like, if you were to, you know, stands out the most? For me, I think it's the AK.
It has to be the AK.
Yeah. Like, the Deagle would be in the conversation, the AWP. Those three, I think, are the ones that are probably towards the top of the list.
Historically, I'd make a case for the Deagle. But in terms of modern depictions, AK-47, gotta be, I don't know. Let us know. Tweet him is at SPUNJ. Give him some dopamine, press that button, he does like it. Don't we all? Device posted up on the main cross, so this is a different setup now, and no Hampus to be seen, at least not initially. He's posting up on the unbreakable box, smoked for now. Device going for a sweep. Fresh across to Secret, but this late arrival is the bomb, so Cadian's gonna have to, I'd imagine, request a flash out of Tessus. Fresh already down Secret, no less. Here comes Cadian. Is it Sol's utility? Device, he seems aware of what they're up to. Oh, a glimmer of Cadian. Knives out and completely pulling the plug on this. Spotted, Tessus might hunt. Device surely not going to be prepared for that re-aggression from Tessus.
Oh.
Peeks on the flashbang.
That was perfect. They've done their homework here. NIP look very well prepared in a lot of these situations. I think that's playing into how Hampus is always reading these rotations in the right place at the right time. Heroica being kept extremely honest in their micro maneuvers. Shush has found another.
Device, not one to stick around in the Molotov, but does do so. Really wanted to maintain control of ramp, and whether aware or not, he has. Oh, big fight for Plopsky to win. Refresh down, Stown, however, switches it around. It's Rez now with a lot to do. Shush is first. That's the bomb. Cadian keeps Heroic in it. And not easy with the AWP. Stown makes it look easy onto Device. In 9 seconds, the bomb will be planted. Bomb has been planted. Hampus.
He knows where both are, roughly.
Held by Stown. And another big round from him. Triple kill puts him on 9. And we will get Heroic breaking the silence of this constant. I mean, if we bring up the round recap, if we have the time, you'll see just how unevenly distributed Heroic's rounds have been. They haven't managed to get 2 consecutive T rounds, and bomb plant's not so easy either. This was big from Stown. Look at this fight. First of his 3 into this round. And that was Device rounding the corner as well.
Yeah, I think that Heaven kill was the most important. It gave them the avenue into the site there. Dispelling Device was good too, and you can see NIP limping in with this buy. Famus in the mix, and oh, missed shot right there, but gets the tag again. Cadian's bullets, they've been on point. They just haven't been deadly.
Yeah, it's just banging through every texture. It seems to be the shots, not the problem. Just that penetration.
Late smokes here.
Rinse, repeat. Similar setup from NIP as well.
Well, Hampus will immediately be able to call this clear. Look, he can, if he wanted to play in front of that molly, he will not. That's going to give Refresh a little bit of room to work.
But it's going to get Linus and Topside getting, you know, very ready for anything that may be thrown their way. Shush has taken down ramp. That's a huge opener. Device at least keeps them honest on yard, but here they go. They're going to fill that void of the frag onto LNZ.
Is it straight under? Looking likely here. Shush has already dipped
one's
on down. Oh, Hampus is here.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll be able to corral this at least a little bit. They'll be smoking him off. Closest rotates Rez. He's got a lot of audibles. Timing on this door swing is everything. Tessus is trained on him, but it's two of them peeking at the same time. Hampus can't do a thing, can barely get his M4 out. Looks like the low sight's the answer for Heroic.
Yeah, Device is going to want to hold on to this AWP. I can see how close Plopsky is over towards Decon, but there's no real way back into this one.
Yeah, what's the best case? There must be a weapon line somewhere.
Refresh's AK outside is probably Plopsky's best bet here. If he can get his hands on that, it is a nice upgrade. Loss bonus moving into the next round will only be 1900, so NIP. This is where the discussion is, okay, we have an AWP and an AK. Do we just take a partial investment, right, and try and use these 2 saved guns to our absolute fullest potential, or do we bank that we can make it work on a close range map like Nuke, all right? Let's maybe grab a shotgun, maybe grab an MP9, play some close angles, maybe get a little bit aggressive, do an opening move where Device can set the tone of the round, right? If you think about this, if they set Device up, he finds a pick, that's going to send Heroic into one or two options. They either pause and wait, or they scurry. And if they can force them in the right direction, they can funnel them into some of those weaker weaponry. And hopefully profit off of that. But peel and open those doors. Tassus and Shush getting it done. And Shush has been very good in the last few with some opening picks. NIP forced into their first tactical timeout here in the first half. 7's good. I think they're going to be hoping for something a bit more like 9. He's guaranteed themselves that half lead. And the smiles on the faces is nice to see. You know the morale's still up high in the camp. Also, they have a pretty tidy room, a whiteboard, do all the drawings. Even got a coffee table. They're living the dream, Alex.
And I can see that the candle has at least burnt once.
Okay, so they are...
It's not just for show, Chad. Maybe they hang out, have a little candle-lit dinner.
Candles can completely change
Perhaps
the vibe.
During a demo...
Very homely.
It's true. Like a little demo review, you throw a candle on, it really will change the tone.
How do you think we could petition Valve, if we get to Ancient, we might be able to show the candles, to get higher res candles? Because they're very pixelated. Harry was pointing it out when they were casting it the other day. Very pixelated candles.
Enough to start a petition. Oh, the wall of smoke's not going to be disrupted this time. And as you discussed, it is just the maintained and saved AK and AWP. Device is in a prime position to have impact here. Fall off AWPing. If he could just get his head under the stairs.
Ooh.
He's a risk. Oh! Down, caught out on the swing. Completely denies access to Secret. Tess is bailing himself out of trouble. Looks like the frags are coming in. Cadian with a bit of quick AWPing of his own. Hampus alone, if he could just find Shush. He's cleared the corner. Shush is quicker. Heroic really given a gift there by Cadian and Shush. Double kill apiece. And that was the chance. Device starting so strong.
They did scurry as well, right? You saw as soon as they saw where the AWP was, they all just flooded back towards that yard position, knowing Device couldn't be there. And oh, wow. Well recovered from Heroic here. They will get their 5th on the board. This is the thing, Device is in no man's land. If they tried to run him down here, he would be caught before he gets to those stairs. That is wild that he's hit that onto Stown. Yikes. Okay, guns back out. Utility very skimp. NIP might look for something a bit more aggressive or heads up here. They have to take the fights. They have to get in the face of Heroic.
Yeah, look at everyone you've cut to. You've got people spraying and nading doors. Big find from Plopsky. He's so low, though. Surely going to fall any second now. Dropped out his own smoke. Supported now by Device from the rafters. Looking good. Hampus connecting on red. Now the numbers favor the nip. Shush and Stown completely segregated. Oh, and Stown loses his jaw. How does Hampus win that body shot to finish? Shush to come up clutch. Loud footsteps in the vents. He continues to hold his walk key. That's a gift. The fact the door has not swung open, he's been able to crawl to ramp. It is being held currently by LNZ. That's the first duel of the 3. Now it gets interesting. Smoke is out. Windows the fight he wasn't ready for, and another one slipping by the wayside for Shush. Not a bad valiant attempt all the same, and 3 frags for Hampus. He is at the top of the entire server. 16 and 17 apiece for Device and Hampus.
I don't know about you, but I'm really liking how free Hampus looks, right? Because remember in the past, and this is pre-Device joining, Hampus was still going for these aggressive type of maneuvers, but when he fell, like the totem pole of authority almost completely slipped away. Now, I'm not saying this is just because Device is here, but I think if Hampus dies, Device is still going to be calm. He's still going to be able to call a couple of shots. I think they said he was going to contribute with secondary in-game leading type stuff just due to his experience. So Hampus can be the thorn because he's very good at being aggressive, right? The in-game leaders tend to have a better sense of where the gaps are, and then the rest of the team don't just fall apart. There's good stuff here from NIP as they do make 8. Sound not far off there with that spam, to be fair. And the buy from NIP where you can see...
Huh?
Where was that? Where did that go down? Missed that one. So Device went down towards main from Cadian's AWP.
Must have been the squeak fight. It's been recovered by Rez, and oh, Refresh. Just on a little glance from Hampus, he's been having a really tough time on this T side, has Refresh. Shush, quite the opposite. He's the very best. Tessa sharp onto Hampus. Didn't even look like he counter-strafed. Rez, oh, okay. The fact he's hit the first will slow them down. Smoked off, that's a big problem. Whether or not he wants to contest any further remains to be seen. They're into the site. tiny gap for him to occupy. Oh, I think Shush knows that is unwise. Would rather close the doors and lock the round down. They're handing out compliments in the chat.
Yeah, that's too nice, isn't it?
Yeah, nice shot, Rene. Thank you.
It was a banger. It was an absolute banger. And now, retaining these two weapons, name of the game here for NIP to close out round 14. Heroic will make it to 6. Might be split right down the middle here, but it's not that massive T-sided haul that Heroic had last time in the 16-10 victory at Flashpoint. So, second half looking likely to be a close game. It's a good thing it's delivering here today. Shush. Oh, robbery, Rez. The AWP gone. Be none of that nonsense for Device for the final round of play.
Naughty blow to throw.
And it is in a huge way because Device currently sitting at the top of the scoreboard with 17 kills alongside a Hampers. He does not have the big green to operate with in a round like this, which could be the a big difference maker. 9-6 sounds a lot better than 8-7.
Oof, and it was pure pre-fire.
Nice from Shush.
Rez probably didn't need to be occupying the angle. You can't fault him in the last stages for not wiggling away.
Shush had a little bit of a smirk on his face there leaving spawn. I think he knows how much that one just meant. Still need to convert though.
And the reason Refresh has been having such a tough time in Yard is Hampus and his cheeky plays. Looks like Device in line is set up for contest here, and Shush is there to receive. Wow, good damage on the MP9. Would have loved that final 24. Rez is trying to push in to finish the job, and with Plopsky's support, they've managed it. Full lobby control. When the weapons aren't great, bit of a crunch in lobby. Standard stuff on Nuke, but it's caught Heroic off guard.
Device almost has to give up heaven here, though. Tessus has full control. If he continues to push forward, he will go down. So NIP are aware of what real estate they're dealing with, and Hampers with another banger.
What? He would look at the two targets immediately on his screen, and he has the not only the ability to hit that shot, but to choose. Great reaction from Hampus. I wonder if he's got another one in him.
Of course he does.
Well, there's no reason for Tessus not to give us a full show. 35 seconds, the bomb's on Yard. He's giving it, look, some style points on the descent. 9 for the Ninjas. They'll take it. Heroic, though, making a half out of it. It started very poorly. Heroic now swapping over. We'll see what the Ninjas can do on the attack. IEM Summer kicking off our day with a bang. It is NIP and Heroic on the menu. Group B continues. One of these is going home. We've already sent a couple through. 3 more names will be added to the eliminated list at the end of our day. And our day is only just getting started. Perhaps the Series 2. Ancient a third should we require it. And Machine, I'm hanging out with Sponge. We now see Heroic swap over to the defense. And they managed to get themselves a 6-round haul on the T side. All things considered, not bad. Oof, it looks like a big yard biff. Stown going to be forced off the line.
Those 1x bet odds now hugely favouring NIP here as well. So tables turning all across. And, well, Cadian ahead of the smoke. He is instantly dropped. That's a big death to concede straight away. And an important pistol.
Stown at least spotted 1 red.
Fluffed his lines.
Yeah, he's got the smoke to at least escape safely. For how long? Yeah, not long. Hamper straight out the squeak. 1 different component he didn't consider. Shush. Smooth into the head of Hampus. Now they might have to head to that low side. Looks like that's where the bomb's going to. They could use ramp, but they're not doing so yet. Returning to yard as the bomb now planted lower. This really does not spell too much success for Heroic. A chance if Shush opens up the account now. The kit's on its way ramp side. If Rez can just keep them busy here on this.
2 bullets.
1 more. And now Shush making a round out of this.
They've got 2 smokes and a kit.
Fresh has already got 1 smoke down on the bomb. It's quite scary. It's going to be quite threatening. Fake. More contact. Everything connects for Heroic.
The kit's loose.
Device can save this. They're on it. Tessus does not have the kit. I think the round is won regardless.
Oh, Lord. What a fumble.
It was looking great. 5 kills between the 2 of these 2, but...
Oh, no.
Round goes the Ninja's way. These bombs have been a tricky component of the Heroic gameplay. A couple of Ninjas, couple of missed marks. Another one for us in the pistol.
Rez back turned and, wow, recovers that quickly. That's a very big find early. This was fantastic from Shush here, dealing with Rez towards the vent as well. And you could see he looked away from his screen, right? He's looking where his teammates are at. That kill from Device on the refresh actually threw the kit further away from the bomb. So now that the smoke's there, you have to find the kit. There's not much time to deal with, and you don't want to be open to the Device either. So you can see how it did fall apart for Heroic here, and they force ball in. This could be one of the last chance saloons here, unless they can really turn this one around. NIP looking like they're ready and primed for ramp, but Hampus with another opening.
Yeah, I'm not sure Caden can do a thing. Nice find. Finishes off what Tess has started with the scout. Ramp is lost. 4 spies identified. Refresh and kept very honest, and he's responsible for this low side defense here. Can hit the shots, and he doesn't. Oof. Linus, lucky to be alive.
Yeah, that was a gift. That stairwell molly didn't land perfectly, which meant that Refresh even had an opportunity to go for that. So by not converting, he knows he's just given away one. And Heroic is still having a little bit of a looky-loo into this, so risking everything here. Armor, Deagle gone, more lost. Just this Famis and the Scout. So at least it's the bigger guns, you know, the best of the bad situation. Unless Device can take something more away, they've gone polar, opposite ends of the map here. 1 towards CT spawn, 1 towards T spawn. Both should survive unless Kadionova peaks, and he'll get away with it. So 11-6 now, and this is feeling very much like Mirage did, right? Heroic were in that driver's seat. It was 13-4. You know, they converted the pistol. They were looking good. And then when the first gun round came out, at that point, it all changed. So Heroic will have to concede likely another round here going into round 18. But once we look at the guns in round 19, that could be the difference maker. That's where we'll get a real idea of how this one's going to either fizzle on out or if we'll get a flurry of rounds forward. Nobody yard at all. Everybody from Heroic either top site or ramp. So path of least resistance has been acquired by NIP. That's Flash isn't going to do anything. The smoke's already covering their descent down secret. If they run down there now, Heroic can stack the lower side. So this could get messy.
You're right, this could Get messy. Door. Already contact. Res. Nice find in the end. I wonder how much they're going to commit to this. They don't have to approach it with too much space. It looks like there's a degree of diligence here. You full util, denies ramp contributions from Cadian, or does it? Does find one on the tight line. Confirmation there's at least another 2 on the site. Hectic. Cadian handed a 1 versus 3. First bullet doesn't connect. Would have loved it. Instead, NIP will take the gift that is 12. They are 4 rounds away from knocking Heroic out of IEM Summer.
But I wanted Ancient.
I know. And Heroic are going to be joining a list such as Astralis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a very kooky lower bracket, a product of a lot of surprise wins. Let's not forget Astralis were thrown down there in their first best of 1. Fun plus Phoenix eliminated as well by complexity. Astralis gone, Extra Salt, Sprout, Imperial, Fnatic just yesterday, and we'll be waving goodbye to not only one of these, but Virtus Pro and Spirit coming up next. Surely Heroic don't just leave here like 16-8. I think they've got a backbone to them here on Nuke. This is their map, this is their turf.
Yeah, I agree, but there's some real frag impact missing for the likes of Tessus and Refresh right now, combined with only 10 kills. Cadian also had a rough go of things over there on Mirage, and he only has 8 to his name. It's really only been Sjuush and Stown with impact moments. Sjuush up to 19, Stown 11. It's a pretty humble scoreline, but we have seen, 3 kills that have helped them convert big rounds. This is where those individuals I previously mentioned need to step up with multi-kills, really get that engine going. And now we're about a minute left on the clock. Yard is where Cadian resides, and Hampus has been finding a lot of entries. He's down, and a 4-on-5 could peter out for the Ninjas.
Oh, Stown usually finishes them off neat and tidy. That was up against a Galil as well. He's lost that duel. I think a little knee on the jump peak is spotted. Bang! Device connects. Cadian's out of the round, and now the bomb can go down. LNZ, you fancy that? Galil versus Tessus. Doesn't connect a single bullet. Ramp still open for CT business. However, down to the low side they go. Knives are out. They're running this. And Tessus can't.
Huge. That's huge.
Fully exposed. Rez takes his head off. This looks like trouble now. Refresh and Sjuush disconnected completely. The bomb's already ticking against them. Tessus was not ready for that drive-by from Rez.
They look like they're already getting a formation for a save here.
Yep.
They know that the AWP is over there in Warehouse, so Refresh going over to pick that up now. And, well, that's scavenged for Cadian. He did get a kill, but only one he walked away with. And NIP, furious round right there. That swing from Rez out the door and a Tessus, beautiful stuff. 13 secured. An AK would be nice for Sjuush. I think he will get it. That gun drop has been heard, but there's no real need to chase. If NIP just take it nice and easy, they're in such a good position to close things out here. A 2-0. Ooh-wee, all right. Considering how map 1 started, this is not where I thought we'd be finding ourselves about an hour later. That's Cadian's opening. This is Device's patience. Yeah, he was offered a leg, he was offered a bit of the kneecap, but he wanted the whole thing. And that kill from Rez was round winning. The smiles on the faces, I think, tell it all.
This is what they've been training for. This is what they've been practicing for. A 2nd place in their first event. Now looking to knock out previous world number 1.
We can define the NIP era, like BD before Device and then AD after Device.
That's not bad. Refresh. He's staring at the smoke. You'd think the scope gives him an advantage on that, and it does. Hampus unable to react. Device is, though, just a quick step into the line.
Something in store here. Smokes towards Yard, and that is Rez just hiding behind main, so they might even use him to pincer in. However, we'll have to deal with Tessus towards the back of Warehouse here. Almost perfectly positioned to deal with any lurky business. But that smoke wall should force out a CT side rotation, and Cadian spotted 1.
Yeah, he's not going to miss either. That's the bomb spotted as well. He's not... Oh, he's done very well to not get caught by the repeat. Just dumping his util. Even catching a glimpse of some crossing back, peeked in. Device is doing it all for the Ninjas here. He's keeping them competitive. 2 trades on T-side nuke with that AWP, and he's not done yet. It's down to the windows. That's surely a Device peek. Breaks the glass, threatening. Linus to try and get that bomb down. Stan can deny it here, though. And he does mantle up.
Oh.
That's not the denial. Device thrust into a clutch, and he's quick. Ace clutch. That certainly would be an announcement of his arrival into the Pajama Ninjas. He can't get it done. Double peaked, exactly what they had to do. But he reminds them who they're playing against.
Yeah, he's done an absolute great job, almost stealing that one away. And you consider what that round is for Heroic. That was a full investment across the board, everything they could possibly hope for. They're being kept under the thumb here. NIP doing a great job in all of these rounds of just keeping the pressure up. Rez went down in the meantime to Tessus and Yard, right? So you see this situation. I think it was a 2-on-4 before this trade comes in. And they've really made a round of it here. Just the wrong weapon for the job, really. An AK in his hands, and maybe he secures that one right there. But here we go again, round number 21. Buys decent for both squads. Heroic have somehow cobbled this one together. It will be a Famis for refresh. Util is there in play. And NIP, once again, they're not in any rush. Just happy to set up in a bit of this default spread formation. Plopsky and Device yet to leave spawn, so their smokes will be lobbed out, I assume, momentarily. But aggressive ramp. Cadian has the AWP. He's perched up for a frag here on Linus.
Yeah, and if you're Linus, you just do not want to be the guy to go down first in a round like this. You're so close to glory. And Linus is the one to find him. Not both! Oh my god, he passes the test and then some. And Plopsky's nearly finished it right there and then. Shush and Stan remain. This is for 14 here. Device is already starting to finish the job. It's down miles away. Great first frag. Taking down Hampus. The bomb's on the top site now. They're just juggling it around. They'll know where Stan's coming from. And they're in no rush. This is a big round for the Ninjas to convert. And he's missed his shot. Can't fault the man on 25 and 9, though.
Oh, he's conceding. He can't have a look in. He can't even go for the 1-on-3 situation. It's unlikely even just coming out of my mouth here, but the score is the reason I'm sitting here, well, not worried. This one is looking like it is almost signed, sealed, and delivered for the Ninjas. They did it in Flashpoint. They took Heroic out there, and they're doing it again, and this time it's going to be a 2-0 fashion, not the 3 maps required. We don't even have to see that curveball of Ancient coming into play.
Oh, Linus.
Is he going to get it?
No. Line in the sand, of course.
Okay. He's been taught well.
Dude, what a fantastic performance from him. When you've got your responsibility is that trophy hold, and you've got the AWP slow walking into you. The fact he's got 1, never mind 2. Great performance out of him.
I know that we often get a little bit deceived by the X-ray, but I thought that Cadian just caught the elbow there. Hard to tell, very hard to tell. But here it is.
Not a pretty buy here, Chad. This could very well be Ninjas in Pajamas with more than a handful of series points to eliminate Heroic. Danish Counter-Strike taking a bit of a dip here at Summer.
Oh, that's a very good point. I think OG have the most Danes, Valda and Nico still in play. So a little bit of representation, but it's not what we've been used to in the last couple of years. It's normally the Swedes. Yeah, okay.
Hang on. All it took was a Dane. Wow, what a weird conversation we just had. It made sense as well.
In our head, yeah, for sure. And to the Counter-Strike loyalists.
Yeah.
Well, they're in top. Very easily in top.
Yeah, and that bomb's already been planted.
What do you do?
I don't know, and I don't want to say it. Device might have to do it for me. Bullet connects, Shush on his trophy advances cut short. Tessus looking to escape, elope, and have another go. 15 going to be found immediately for the Ninjas in Pajamas, dude. And I mean, how much of this do you want to attribute to the Ninjas in Pajamas just understanding the Heroic they were going up against in that first half?
I really think how much of a thorn in the side Hampus was to the T side of Heroic. He was a monster, right? You combine that with Device's performance as well, both of which at one point were sitting at 17 kills in that first half, I think it was. It really just unraveled a lot of these moves. And just with 1 or 2 kills, just making things a little bit awkward, maybe Heroic would slip the net or they'd get an equal trade. They were definitely the difference makers. And now it's just this one round needed. And again, you know, we've said it, consecutive rounds in a row here. Heroic just scrapping together the best they can. 3 Famises, MP9, AUG, utils there. There's a fuse kit in play. Even if they get this one, it really does just feel like NIP's game. This would be quite the comeback. We've had a few of them in the last couple of days, but this one,
something else.
It's in anyone's likelihood.
It's down, aggressive up yard. Hampus already tucks in. Responsive play from him. Down has nothing to report. Leading trophy side, Tessa's known for some hijinks and some damage, especially with the AUG. Gonna get shoulder peeked and shoulder barged by Plopsky. Ramps open already. And graceful movement puts Rez down to the lower side before Cadian. Tries to get a smoke to enable his own push through, but the bullets are unloaded and this one's done. Heroic. Grouped. At IEM Summer and by the Ninjas in pajamas, no less. I mean, if I told you, Chad Burchill, that it would be Heroic eliminated in the group stage of IEM Summer to EG and NIP, you'd start eating hats. You really would. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the Ninjas. Looking great. Looks like a statement of intent for more of the tournament. We'll see more from them as they move on to play the winner, the survivor of Virtus Pro Spirit. It's all coming up.